Morning, sir. Our travel time to Shanghai is 11 hours, 15 minutes.
Told you we should have taken the faster flight.
I think the board prefers you wear a more conventional suit to these company meetings.
You can't outrun your past.
Friday, tell me I didn't just imagine that.
Negative, sir. Sir, incoming!
A little late, don't you think? Friday, suit up, now!
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, fall for Friday.
Making pancakes, making pancakes.
Dun 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 dun. You're the vocals, by the way.
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, all right. So let me start because I don't even know where I'm supposed to start. I don't know the song like that, so I'm going to start. I got 5 on it.
Wait. Dun dun. No way. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
When do I say it though? That's the part you understand.
Dun 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 dun.
I got 5 on it.
Dun dun dun.
I got 5 on it.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm just gonna say it at random points.
Well, it's the remix.
There you go. I got 5 on it. It actually works. Shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's like I can say it at any point in the song, and it just doesn't even seem to matter.
I got 5. Isn't that rap? Isn't that all rap?
Isn't
that how it goes?
Yeah.
I think the only melodious
Is that the
melodious rap that I've ever heard. The only group that I can say, you know what? There's a craftsmanship there, and I'm not super serious on this. This is just saying it right now for the sake of being funny. But Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh yes,
love me some
Bone Thugs is good.
It is so good.
Bone Thugs is good.
It is so good because of course there are some good rappers. You know, I like Eminem also.
Oh no, I think Eminem is maybe one of the tops.
Definitely. But when it comes to like the music, the not just the lyrics, but also the way that the wordplay, the way that they were actually put it together. I know nothing about rap as far as describing exactly what it is. You know, you know the tempos and the rhythms and the beats and all that. But I can say that when you listen to rap like really fast. When you listen to them rap really fast, it's like okay, they know their stuff, and of course there's all other raps, you know, and some of the ones that I find a little overrated, like Nas. Like I don't think Nas is that.
I was okay with Nas. I think Nas was great back.
I like the beats and everything.
You know, as far as rapper goes, it's all right. It's not. I'm not a. Maybe I have a little bit more attachment to him being from New York. You know what I mean? That could be it. But I recognize that he is, you know, probably when you look at the pantheon of rappers, you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's like, all right, he's somewhere in the middle. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
How about Snoop? How about Snoop Dogg?
Snoop, I like Snoop. Snoop is good stuff.
I like it, but like I don't think that is.
I didn't like when he became
crafted.
Lion. Snoop Lion or whatever.
I don't know what the hell is
yeah,
that.
he went on to this like reggae phase or something like that. And I was just what is going on? I didn't like any of that. But no, his early stuff, I have learned, for the record, I have not heard any. I don't even know if he has something out right now. You know what I mean? I don't know about his early '90s stuff.
Yeah.
Back then he was so different, dude. If you look at the music videos,
my money and my money and my mind. That was I forgot the name of that, and of course.
Gin and Juice?
Gin and Juice of the actual CD. But when I listen, the thing is when I listen to Snoop Dogg, all I hear is and that's like the way he talks to me.
Okay.
That's the way it sounds.
I'm like, what are you doing?
That's what I would hear.
He is. I definitely I enjoy seeing his progression through, because when he first came out, when we first saw him with Dr. Dre, you can tell he didn't look at the camera. He wasn't, he was a little bit more stiff. If you look at the very, very early videos of him when he was first came out, and then you look at his later stuff, you get a good 10 years after that, and he's in the camera. He's got swag. He you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, he's grown and he's become the character that he was trying to portray early on. So
quite a character.
He is quite a character. Yes.
So is Dr. Dre.
Was
maybe.
Yeah,
he became too corporate.
He's more of a producer now. Yeah.
He became too corporate now for my taste.
That said, I mean, credit to him. He brought us Eminem.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Do you know which one I like that word? I got 5 on it.
I don't even know who sings that. Or raps that, I should say. I'm not even sure the artist is involved.
Someone remember.
Let us know, guys. Let us know. Well, welcome back, guys. This is The Real, episode 143 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG! Everybody, happy Saturday, because you're listening on this on a Saturday, probably.
Yes, most likely on a Saturday.
Yeah.
This is Maddog, and that is Mr. Dreamtwister. How are you, sir?
This was your opportunity to introduce me as DLGG.
No, I couldn't do that because
copyright infringement.
No,
cultural appropriation.
I don't know. Yeah, because I just all right. Well,
they're using our GG.
DLGG over here.
There you go. Thank you. Although you are Maddog, so if anybody should be the DLGG, should be you.
I don't know if I can.
As a matter of fact,
I don't think I have Snoop Dogg swag.
Proposing. Okay, well, Maddog with 2 G's. How about that?
So just change it and then get it like copyrighted or make it my real name.
Yeah, Prince did it.
Actually, he even took away his name, right?
Yeah, he became a hashtag?
I don't know what that was. Some symbol.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's what it was.
Yeah. So it was some the artist formerly known as Prince, then he was like, okay, now I just want to say Prince.
Yes. Yeah. And I think at the end he was like, oh, this is too
that's why I think he switched it back or something like that.
He did switch it back. Sir, if I might ask, what the hell am I having here? What is this tonic that I'm holding in my hand?
Sir, this is from Dogfish.
I'm not going to do the typical sipping because it's going to kill me.
Actually, you should sip because this is 9%. So you may want to sip on that, sir.
Wow.
So this is Dogfish. The Dogfish Company is the name of the company, and this is their 90-minute IPA. And what that means, they have actually 3 versions of this. The 60-minute.
I was going to joke about that. I was going to say the 30-minute, the 60-minute, and the 90-minute.
Yeah, 60.
So that's real.
60 is the. By the way, what the time of brewing, I believe, is what the timing is for.
Okay.
And the longer you brew it, the longer the flavor changes, basically. So 60-minute IPA is a little bit more bitter as far as I'm concerned. Because it's only there for 60 minutes. You can really taste and smell the hops. This is 90-minute. And it's been there a little bit longer, so you don't really.
The longer it stays, the less hoppy.
It can alter the because the hops aren't like normally when you get that real hoppy beer, it's because they just threw the hops in there like recently, and they dry hop. Dry hop is when it's already fermenting and you take a bag of like hops and just throw it in there. It's not even cooking. It's just sitting in there. That gives it that real bitter hopper.
I thought this was like, when I tasted that, I was like, oh, this, first of all, it feels like it coats my mouth in a protection layer in order to prepare me for the rest of the sip.
For what's coming, yes.
Yes.
Then they have the 120. The 120 is very hard to get. They only do a select batch of them. And once they're gone, they don't do it again for a little while. So, and they normally come in 4 packs. The 120.
Okay. Why is it so extravagant?
First off,
more time. Obviously.
It's more time. It have a higher alcohol content. So this is 9.
Damn.
The 60-minute is like 6.5, maybe somewhere around there. This is 9. So you just by elevation alone, we're probably going as a 12 at this point when it comes to that beer. I don't know the exact
from where you really want to get fucked up.
Yeah, from 4 beers.
That's why they put it 4 because you won't be able to.
Yeah, it's like you don't need more of that. That said, I've never had it but I've heard from people who have had, excuse me, is that it is better. It gets better with the longer it goes.
Okay.
And the other one is very smooth, and I'm like, man, I just want to get my hands on it. I actually I went to this place to pick this up. I was just like, please, just random day, you happen to have 120, why not? It's possible,
like
right?
Opening a legendary,
yeah, exactly.
What you call
a legendary pack? Yeah,
a loot box. There you go.
And no, I didn't get it. I unfortunately got screwed like EA. So
I would say you got at least this is a purple.
No. This is actually this is a purple. Whatever. It's not epic, so it's legendary.
Yeah, there you go, legendary. Yeah. No, the thing with this, this one in particular, it's not that it's bad. I'm not a fan of IPAs.
Yes.
I can drink them, but I'm not. That's not my style. But like I said, maybe it's the fact that the first sip just kind of like. It
does take you back a little bit.
It takes over your mouth, and then so the rest of the sips they don't go as bitter, you know. But it's still bitter. So I can't imagine 60 minutes, let alone 30 minutes.
You don't want to brew a beer for 30 minutes. If you brew for 30 minutes, it's not even done. And then you're throwing it into the thing to ferment.
It's hop juice.
Yeah.
Who are the hops?
Oof. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If this is your first time listening, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. Also, take a moment, go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there. Takes you right to our Facebook group, and you can join, and we'll let you in because we're good people that way.
I thought that was going to go. Also, take a moment to reflect on what you've done and
yes.
Try to become a better person.
Exactly. We're all about being good people here, and if you're not, you really need to take time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
By the way, this is going to be a fun podcast, I can already tell, because by the time I'm on my third one, I should be slurring words.
I can already see it happen.
A lot more.
I can see editing this podcast is going to be fun.
It's already like I can tell it's going to get there.
Yes. I told you.
Where things become erratic.
Yeah. You're taking gulps. I'm like, you don't want to do that. Just saying. What we normally do, guys, other than talk about beer and other shit, is we go into what we've been up to and then move into various news items, finishing with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic, guys, Sony had a little, shall we call it?
Shocking event, I would say.
Yeah, well, let me say what you say. Okay,
I missed on it.
It's all right. I got all the news on it here.
It was the Sony Direct.
Yeah, it's called State of Play, and we're gonna call it Sony Direct. And the hot topic is PlayStation Directs.
Yes.
And how we feel about them.
I love that we're calling them Directs.
But that's what they are. I mean, State of Play is what they're calling it. But as far as I'm concerned,
it's the Sony State of the Union.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How is the union doing right now?
Yeah,
that's what it is. All right, so let's start, sir. What have you been up to?
All right, so I'm gonna get this part, out of the way because I really haven't been doing a lot of gaming. Or movie viewing for that matter.
All right.
I've actually been busy with a transaction that I, thank goodness, was able to successfully achieve. Yesterday was when it became official. I am becoming a homeowner.
Yeah, congratulations, sir.
And thank you. And that's not to say that I don't have a home now, because obviously the home where I'm living right now, it was my wife had it for like years and years, and then of course we got married, we moved in, so we are keeping this one. Now as a rental unit where we'll have two different tenants, different locations, and that pay its mortgage as itself, and the little bit extra will hopefully help us with this new one, which I'm very excited because it is a nice house in a nice location. It's closer to work, which was my main thing. Home from work used to take me, or rather, it still takes me because I'm still here, about 45 minutes on a good day. So it was
all mass hysteria on a bad day.
No, yeah, and also like you could go early, but then you have to try to budget for the possibility of having traffic, and you don't want to be late for work and stuff like that. And also spending that much time on traffic, that's less time that I have to do anything else that's why my
45 minutes. Let's say 50 minutes.
Say 50.
That's basically an hour and 40 minutes just driving. Just driving.
And mind you, I now I try to catch up a little bit and like say for example, I might put a YouTube video on the background, guys. Don't start watching YouTube videos while you're driving. That's a big no. Just in the background to learn about something that interests me, for example. So I'll try to put that. And if not, if I just want to get entertained, I'll put a podcast or an audiobook. But yeah, I had placed an offer originally on one house and it didn't go through. We got outbid basically. Then we saw one that went in on that same day, that the first day that it went on the market. Like we went to see it. I have an awesome realtor that's been working with me. We went to see it and we placed we placed an offer, and we try to make it like we weren't trying to like lowball, because I think that's the problem that we did on the first one. Like we didn't know better. I was lowballing it a bit on the price and asking for like closing costs and stuff like that. It shouldn't be ideal.
Them and said, and we don't want to pay.
And I don't want to pay closing costs. Yeah, I think I might have insulted them.
I wonder why that don't go through.
I think they did. They didn't see that too
He
kindly.
looked at the offer and said, "Look at this fool,
dude." But there was this one house that I saw, which was literally a turnkey house. This was the perfect house as far as everything was new, everything was shiny and beautiful. It was 2000. It was built in 2004, but it had everything. This new one is also in 2004, but it's more of a, let's say, a normal house. It's pretty normal that, but it's compared to this other one that I'm seeing. This other one could have actually been a house that you will look and think, okay, this is probably $100,000 more than what is listed, because it looks so beautiful. It is well kept. It has, it's mostly tiles, and it only has carpet in the rooms, and stuff like that. Like little details. On top of that, they were offering like they had lowered the price. They lowered it again, and they were offering a warranty, like a home warranty on top of that, which is a home warranty. You will get them, for example, let's say for a year, and that'll be like if your garbage disposal suddenly stop working, it basically they come in to repair or replace it, and that will apply for your pretty much anything in the house. So I fell in love. Like I was like, this is it. This is the one. I feel sorry for the second house that we're gonna end up looking, because it's not gonna compare to that. This is a straight 9. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't say it's. I mean, it's honestly in my heart it was a 10, but I didn't want to say out loud it was a 10. So I was saying, no,
you're leaving room. You're leaving room.
Yeah, like this, just no way. And but my wife was the one that was like, no, I don't like. I love the house, but I don't like where it's at. And I was like, honey, what are you talking about? You go outside and you look to the left, you look to the right, everything's green, everything's beautiful. That's another thing. The landscaping super well kept, super like that grass was green, almost as if it was fake. Almost as if it was fake, but it was real grass right there. All the sprinkler systems and everything there. The house has like 2 walk-in closets almost underneath a stair. You go to the left, you go to the right, and there was like walk-in closets on that. It was crazy. Oh, and it had a patio where it had like a man-made pond, like a little pond. With stones, like very beautiful, with a waterfall and everything. I'm telling you, because these are the kind of features that you don't see on houses that I could afford.
Yeah.
So I look at
that's a red flag, though. If you just stop a moment and think about it.
Yeah. So the pond had koi fishes It's meant to be like a koi pond, kind of like, and the fishes were in it. They had the koi fishes in them, and it was, dude, the whole thing was so beautiful that I was blinded. Meanwhile, my wife, like, thank you, Lord, for giving me a wife like this. She was skeptical. She knew there was something wrong. She was seeing the wrong things where I couldn't see them because on top of that, one of the things that give you the illusion of a very homey house, was the fact that it was fully furnished because it was the supposedly the owners still lived there. They were not there at the time of the viewing because at the time of us viewing it because
work,
because they went no they just went out or something. They had planned like that. So we went in, we went through all the stuff, pictures. It was a young couple with like 4 or 5 kids. It was something crazy, all the walls perfectly white. The carpet like super clean and all like that. It's like, this doesn't look real. This the pictures. It was a bunch of pictures.
5 kids.
You have 5 kids, or let's say 4 kids probably. You're not gonna have this so kept and well maintained. Now, I don't care if you're trying to sell the house. Kids are gonna be kids. And there was not a mark in it. Anyway, everything was neatly clean. So anyway, long story short, my wife did not like the idea of the house. We went to see the other house, and I was already like Disney, like yeah, whatever. And mind you, it's a beautiful house. Honest to God, it's a nice, like, it has like a nice rounded shape and on one side, like what you call the living rooms, and then the rest is like it's nice. I don't know how to put it, I don't know how to describe it, but I was already like Disney, like, yeah, whatever. This is not even 2 floors. The other one was 2 stories. I was like, yeah, whatever. No. And then they asked me, so how would you rate it? I'm like, a 6.
Compared to that last
it
one.
was honestly a lot higher than that, but I was like, because I could not believe, because the realtor and my wife, they were like loving it, and I felt like they were in cahoots, just placing themselves against me. So of course I'm raising my shield, and I'm like, no. So anyway, at the end, I tried to convince my wife, let's go back and let me show you the neighborhood so you can see that it's actually a nice neighborhood. Well, it was not. The more I drove around, the less nice it looked. And I think at one point, like, her problem was that the area where the house was beautiful, but the more you went away from the house, the less nice it looked.
Yeah.
And then to gain entrance to the location where the street that will take me eventually to the house was on like this a little bit sketchy neighborhood. It kind of looked weird. We saw this big ass Cadillac that had like that. Literally, dude, I kid you not, it had like 4 guys in it. I keep calling them cholos, and I don't mean it in the little sense that they were cholos, but that's the impression that you get when you see them. Because they were like at least 2 of them were, the guy that was driving did not have was shirtless. He literally has his body like out of the car, like the door open as the car is moving. His body is out of the car. Like, I thought he was just gonna jump out of the car and maybe like pursue me or whatever. Like, I don't know. What did you say, babe? That was the no, because then as we're passing next to them on our side of the road, we were driving. The guy like looked at me like he locked look and he did like almost like a like if it was something like that or like yeah here comes the next victim, something like that, dude. It was just so sketchy and so weird. It freaked me out at that point. My whole fighting spirit was drained. Like, I could not, like, I there was no way to justify that house anymore because I just had to give up and say, like, honey, you're right. Okay, this is not a good neighborhood. Let's get out of here, because I feel like they're gonna just follow us or something. And
I had already missed so many other things that I was looking at.
Oh,
right? The description of the neighborhood, it was like something's going on.
I don't know if the mics
Oh, I'm sorry.
are picking you.
No, I'm saying there was a lot more than that. That was the trigger for him.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was like, yeah, no, looking around the neighborhood, and I was like, this doesn't look good. I guess we were staring at those guys because at one point we were so like impressed because that's how that's how he looked. It was like the attitude. He was like what's up?
Yeah.
But then I'm not quite sure you noticed right on the corner right there. There was like a bunch of other guys just standing there with their pants like halfway, and we were like distracted. But at the same time, I was going on my other side. I'm like, something's going on.
This looks sketchy. This looks like they're gonna jump someone at some point, or maybe that's just their hangout. And for intended purposes, I'm not trying to be judgmental. All right, I'm not. It's
but
not that.
First impressions
We're not
are
trying
first
to.
Impressions, yeah.
I try not to be that that kind of person. It was too weird. It was almost like too stereotypical. Like a movie will show you that, that the big car with the fat wheels with the spinners, around there. The tattoo,
the gold teeth,
the
his whole mouth was
everything. It was like
decorated.
It was. It was a wake up call. Like I woke up from the spell and to see the reality of it.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, okay, no, we're going full blown on the other house.
You got this. Honey.
You win. You got it. Listen to your wife,
yes.
gentlemen, or girlfriends, or boyfriend, whatever is the case. Whatever is the case, get a second opinion. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, it doesn't matter.
That's all it is.
It doesn't matter. Just get a second opinion. Don't go blind because I was ready to put an offer that was probably above the listing price just to make sure that nobody else will get this because this is a steal. And on top of that, the listing agent, how they wouldn't tell you stuff like this, but the listing agents themselves were saying, oh, the owners are thinking of lowering the house by $10,000 more. It's like, you are either the worst negotiator in the world, or there's something up. Or they are the best negotiators in the world. Exactly. They're playing tricks. So, dude, at the end, I'm definitely super, super happy, with the selection. Like I said, I'm going to be closer to work. That's the tale. That's the tale of real estate. But but on the whole thing, on the whole part, it's also been a learning experience because like it has even got me in the idea in my head of what if I want to do that? What if I just want to invest and take money invest and put it on another property and then rent that maybe. It gets you thinking like that, and
it's adventures, yeah.
And I don't know what the future holds. I think we got a nice deal on a nice location, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Cool.
So but as far as anything else, like I said, I haven't been really gaming a lot. That's not actually true at all. I have been gaming a lot. It's just I've been gaming one game, and that game is The Division 2. I don't know why.
It's gotta be a good game.
It is a good game. Yeah. It definitely is a good game. I just the story is the story is nowhere. It's one of those games that I can't explain why it has me going forward. Like I'm level 26 right now. I can see myself getting ready for when
30, right? Is the
30's the cap, right now, and I can see myself like getting ready, for that, or I don't know, maybe I'll do like Destiny, where I hit the cap and be like, okay, that's it. I don't need to be doing raids or so like that. But so far it's been good to me, and I think everything that we have had to say about the division, it's pretty much where it's at. It's running fine. It has a solid. It seems to have a very solid end game. The gameplay portion of it is the opposite of what I will. It's as good as the story is mediocre or bad. It's the story. Like there's no story really. It doesn't feel like there's a conflict that you care about. But the gameplay keeps you hooked. So
that's the most important part.
Yeah. At the end of the day. But yeah, for the most part, it's about house hunting and
well, congratulations again, sir.
Killing what do you call those? Division
enemies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where to begin, so I'm going to just start with what I'm most excited about.
All right.
And that is Sekiro.
Shakira!
Shakira. Her hips don't lie, sir.
Her hips don't lie. Sekiro, Shadows Die 10,000 times.
Yes.
That's the name of it, right?
Yeah, it's an absolute lie. They don't die twice.
They don't lie.
It's just, that's
die.
bullshit.
Yeah.
That said, the game, I am enjoying the hell out of this game. It's all I want to play. I have already, obviously I'm not going to get to any story spoilers, but I've already gotten maybe 3 mini bosses and 2 main bosses in, and I'm loving it.
How long would you say that has been? Like, well, what's your game time?
Game time? If I had to give, I'm sure there's a way of seeing it, but if I had to give, top of my head, I can say maybe 20 hours so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's lengthy. I thought you were going to say probably like 10.
No. I played. Let me see. I played Saturday, a good portion, most of Sunday, and then I didn't play again until Tuesday, which I played most of the evening, and then I played last night. And when I play, I come home, eat something real quick, and just play until So it's usually like a good 4 hours. What I'm doing. So, and then obviously in the weekend. It's just if I'm dedicating the day to it, I'm dedicating the day to it. Yeah. So it is great. It's difficult to compare it to the Souls Bloodborne games. I'm not very. I'm not I liked the first
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Thank you. I liked the first Dark Souls. What stopped me, and I guess I really should point this out. What stopped me in playing Dark Souls? I was in it. You remember, I was just like, man, I was like, this is the shit over there. And I got to the point where Blythetown basically ran at 2 frames per second, no matter what I did, and I couldn't get past it. I just could not get past that part, which, of course, I have improved since, whatever. But we're talking about when it originally came out, and I just couldn't do it. And then I think mentally...
They never fixed it. They never fixed it. They just ended up releasing...
another
version.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
This one is a little bit better, but
and
still
it runs slightly better, yes. But I think that unfortunately left like a bad taste in my mouth, which is why I don't think I ever touched Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3.
I don't think you did. You did Bloodborne.
I did do Bloodborne, and I only played maybe a good 10 hours of that. I don't know what it was about that one. That one just didn't grasp me as much.
That seems to be the problem with a lot of people. I played Bloodborne enough also. When I say enough, I mean like enough to get my feel, not to, be too far in it. I think I enjoyed. I was gonna say Onimusha. But it's a game like that. What's it called? The other samurai. Dark Souls. Neo. That game, I stopped because I think that was the week where there's a bunch of amazing games coming out. Nier, came out as well, and that ended up taking my soul. But like, if I wanted to go back to one game, it would be
Neo.
It will definitely be Neo. But I want to hear about this.
So Sekiro,
I heard both ways. I said people say no, you could actually, it's not Dark Souls, and other people say like, no, but it makes you feel like you're playing Dark Souls.
I have read articles, and
the difficulty level,
and of course I try to remain as I try to get a spoiler free on all these stuff because I wanted to. That's what not the concern was, but my curiosity was. It was, hey, how does this compare when it comes to the other ones? One in gameplay and 2 in difficulty. And there seems to be two camps. There's and a lot of these are like established Souls Bloodborne players who are going, this piece of shit is hard. This is like much harder than they were expecting. And I think the big reason for that is they really went to reinvent how this is not meant to. I don't think it's meant to be specifically a Bloodborne game or a Souls game, but they really changed some of the aspects. One aspect of the top, you can jump. All right. Another aspect is there's no stamina bar. All right.
Nice.
So you can swing as much as you want.
That's awesome.
And it's not going to mess up any. You can also run. really fast. You can just kind of sprint. It's very mobile and fluid. The character is not. He doesn't feel like weighted or heavy. He's a freaking ninja. Yeah. He's very nimble. He jumps. He does everything. What I'm saying, you would expect a ninja to do essentially. However, where the other games had a specific aspect of fighting, here it is changed in the sense that, like with the other one, you would always have your guard up. Right. As much as possible.
It was almost like dancing, kind of fencing.
There's actually a meme of that guy at a Comic-Con convention, somebody dressed up as a knight from Dark Souls, and he just kind of pokes somebody with his sword, and then he just starts rolling. Yeah. So that's essentially the gameplay you would do there. Here, that option is not there. There's you're not gonna be able to do that. You actually have to attack. Actually, even more importantly, stealth is very important. You do not want to engage 5 or 6 people. No. You know what I'm saying? In this game at all.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Engaging one enemy can surprise you, and he's knocking away energy. You're like, damn it. You know what I mean? Because of the way the battle works. The battle basically works like this. You have 2 bars. You have your vitality bar, which is your health, and then you have
your
what's
stamina.
Called your health. Your health.
I tricked you.
Yes, you did. And then you have this other one's called the posture bar. The posture bar is actually equally, if not more important than your actual vitality bar. Because if I can get that posture bar up, even though I haven't taken any of your health away, if I can get it to the point where it's maxed, I can break your posture and one strike you dead.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Nice.
So, and that can be done fairly easily depending on who you're fighting. It can be done to bosses as well. It can be done to, it's not easy with bosses, but it can be done with them as well. And that's where the trick is.
You can one shot
kill them. In the sense that you can't one shot kill them. So, but you can break their posture to get to that strike. So if you haven't withered their health down, but you've withered their posture all the way up, you don't have to worry about the last health. You can get to that last strike. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So it all depends. Now, different things knock their posture, and that is as they block, as you block. By the way, you have a posture bar as well. Your posture can be broken as well. So you have to. Make sure you keep an eye on your stuff as you would normally would anyway in these games.
Is it almost like a shield, kind of like not a physical shield, but like a shield bar almost?
Almost like that.
But you're growing it.
You're growing it, and you can get it back.
Okay.
So it's different. So in other words, if you pull away and you're not fighting, the bar is going back down again. So it basically introduces this, and it's so intricate and to me. And I absolutely love it because it feels, I was telling you when we were talking about it a little bit, and that was, it reminds me of Tenchu.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Bushido Blade. Bushido Blade, if anybody has never played that on PlayStation 1, it is a crime that they have not remade this game. Okay? Really? Or done something similar.
Well, maybe they did, and it's called Shakira.
No, this actually would be closer to Tenchu. Very, very close. There's a lot of little parts of it that reminds me of Tenchu more than anything else. But Bushido Blade was a fighting game. And you fought it was a sort of side-scrolling, but it was like a 3D area. And you can literally one-hit kill your opponent if you struck them correctly.
Nice.
Otherwise, if you hit them in the arm is limp, and then they're just fighting with one arm holding the sword. Nice. If you hit them in the leg, they're kind of limping away. Yeah. So it was really interesting, and that's kind of how this is, although I haven't seen the limping or anything. It just kind of reminds me that if I let you come in and try to strike me, and I do a move that breaks your posture immediately, you can have a full health bar, and I'm still jamming this thing through your throat, and you're dead. You know what I mean? So there is a certain level of just an awesome feeling that you get when, like, there's this one character that has a spear, and the way you cannot block thrusts. You have to either avoid them or use a specific move. And the specific move has to be timed correctly. And man, does that shit feel good when you time that shit correctly and you take that dude out.
And that's my problem. Now you're talking about parrying, aren't you?
This is parrying the game.
This is parrying is the system in games that have me not like Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, which was a great game. I realize it's a great game, but I can't parry for shit because my timings are too off.
Yes.
And Bloodborne was that.
Bloodborne did have a parry, yes. Actually, I think it was more important in Bloodborne than it probably was in Dark Souls, if I remember.
Definitely. Because they even, and I remember, they had, Bloodborne, they had a shield, right? Or at least a beginning shield.
Yes.
Exactly.
Air quotes on that shield.
And it was almost like a joke place on there because sure, you can equip that shield, see how much you last with it.
Exactly.
I think they break it in one shot.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Now here's some things that are very different from any of the other Souls Bloodborne games, and that is there's no armor to get, there is no new weapons. So far, I'm 20 hours in, no weapon to be seen other than the sword I'm carrying. So if there's a new one later on, maybe. But
are you leveling up or
you're not technically leveling up either. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the whole thing.
What is it with this game, man? There's no progression. What am I doing?
If
I'm not feeling a bar, what am I doing?
You are feeling a bar, and it's sort of an experience bar.
There you go. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't. Once you hit the thing, you get one point of something. I can't remember what it's called now. But as you fill them up, you 1, 2, whatever. You can lose that, by the way, when you die. But I'll get to that in a second.
You can level down.
So as you get those points, you can put those points to new moves that you can learn. You can put those points to new abilities and stuff like that. Basically, is what you would be able to do.
So once you
it doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't make you anything. You're just learning new techniques. But you're still the same strength for the most part.
Yeah, but if you have new moves that you can,
correct. That makes you more powerful in the sense of your abilities. Correct. Now, on top of that, you have a sort of a prosthetic arm, and the prosthetic arm has a bunch of prosthetics that you can put into it.
What is it with games? The 2 games at least have had characters with prosthetic arms that they can exchange into something. Devil May Cry.
Well, you don't exchange because you're not actually taking it off. You're just attaching attachments.
Oh, okay. So this one has okay, and this one you have attachment.
Correct.
Okay. No, this one you're replacing the art with the freaking Buster cannon from Mega Man for some reason, or with a fork or for some reason.
No. This one is just prosthetics, add-ons essentially. I won't really go into any spoilers as to what those add-ons are, but they obviously allow you to do certain things you weren't able to do. Nice. You can also get through certain enemies because of it. The very first thing the thing gives you is sort of a hook shot that lets you, basically.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that because that looked cool.
It is very cool.
That's why I thought it was. That's why it looked more mobile. And then you said, "Oh, and you can jump," and I'm like, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah, you can.
So it almost feels like
jumping is important as well.
Yeah,
because there are 3 specific moves that you cannot block normally. The first one is this thrust move that I said that you have to either move out of the way or use a specific move. You have a grab, cannot block that at all, and I can't stand this particular character very early on in the game who has a grab that for whatever reason should not work half the time. But man, does he grab you and just do full bar of health. You're already down to a sliver.
Damn.
All right. And it's just like, why? How is that possible? Anyway, fuck that guy. That's all I have to say. And I'm glad he's gone because he's gone. And man, did I ever go, yeah. Even my wife was like, why are you yelling?
I killed this one dude. He's not even the mini boss, but I just fucker died.
Yes, I was so done with him. And then the last move is a sweep, or low hitting thing, which you either have to back away from or jump. And that's where the jump comes in. And you can actually use that to counter and do all this good stuff.
But be that, even with that, it's not like it's not meant to be like Ninja Gaiden, for example. It's not a double game.
No, but it has. I would say it may borrow some elements from the more recent Ninja Gaidens as opposed to the early ones. Okay. And then you have a lot of Dark Soul, Bloodborne type of thing. We have a lot of these little items that you pick up that have these weird descriptions, and you just kind of have to figure out how to use them. And some of them are useful, some of them aren't. I pick up these little clay pot or ceramic pieces of something, and I'm like, what is this for? Why do I even need this? Then I found out later, oh, this is to attract them. So I'll like be backed up against a wall, and they're on the corner, so I'll just throw it right at them, so they walk over like, what was that? You know what I mean? And then yeah, exactly, yeah, and then just take them out. And nice. So there's a lot of that, but dude, stealth is so important in this game, and death is so important to avoid in this game. All right. So first off,
as if,
yeah, exactly, as if you're gonna be able to do that. Yeah. Although technically you can, because you're able to run. You can just run away. Okay. It's not like I said you have a way of just dipping, but any I don't want to say any real. I'll take that back. I was gonna say any real player, but any person who enjoys games generally doesn't want to run. You're like, nah, I got this, and then you find out that you don't have it.
So you would say that as much as we hate to use the term, just get good. Yeah. This is a game where you kind of have to get good.
You do have to get, because if there's one thing you're going to learn early on, and let me tell you that for me, the first couple of hours was a hill. It was a hill because you're literally training your brain to, do what you need to do, and the control scheme's a little bit. It takes getting used to. Once you get used to it, it's fine, but you don't want to play anything else. It's one of those things that you can't be playing other things, because those other games are going to mess up how you play this one. Yeah. So death, when you die, you have the opportunity to resurrect yourself. When you resurrect yourself, you do it right there where you're at. Nice. So if you get killed by a character, and you have the opportunity to do it, because it's like this little icon on the corner. If you do it, you'll come back, and then you can just continue from there. I think you come back with only about half your health. Okay. However, with bosses, yes, you can do that as well. But so let me start this over. So with other characters, you have the opportunity to do that, and they tend to walk away as you're just dead there. And when you rise, they haven't turned around to see that. So I've literally gone and just stabbed the one who killed me.
By the way, stay here. Yeah. That's what you get for killing me.
Yeah, exactly. However, with bosses, it's not so easy, because one, they will turn around and walk away, but the moment you start to resurrect, they know, and they just turn around. Yeah, so it really they really just give you a second opportunity, which I think, obviously, I think that's what the name of the title comes in, the dying twice part. But obviously, if you die the second time and it has not filled in, because it does have an opportunity to, like, if you resurrect it and you keep fighting for a little while, whatever, that resurrection thing will come back. Exactly. It'll come back. You also have your health drinks, which is very typical of
your Dark Souls flasks.
They call it something else. I can't remember what it's called now, but
flask Estus.
Yeah, Japanese flasks. We'll call them that. And so now here's the funny thing: you actually, the more you die, the more you spread this thing called Dragon Rot to all your NPC characters.
Even when you resurrect?
No. Only when you die.
Only when you die. Yeah. When you die twice.
Yes. Well, you die several times, and you have to reset whatever. Then it's and then they get sick. So then you have to be able to help these characters, which is a whole different thing. And I'm not going to get into. Yes.
Yeah. So if you die, if you super die, let's call it, and you load your save.
No, not load your save. If you die and you let it take you back to the last statue you were at, or bonfire in that case for the other one. Right. But they have they're called sculptures here.
Okay. So is there like a lore logic on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is. I won't go into the lore logic on it, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody else who know. But
that's why you die twice, and then you die twice more.
Yeah, whenever you die twice, and you have to you basically can't resurrect. You have to go back and it resets you up. The more you do that, the more you're spreading this dragon rot. And then all these NPCs that help you start to get sick. It seems to spread. So you have to.
What's the difference from where they're normal to where they're sick? Why would you care to cure them, quote unquote? Not to get the bad ending?
Probably, because I don't know if there's bad ending, but also there's this thing called an unseen aid. What that is it's a percentage of when you. Another thing that happens when you die is you lose half your money, and you lose half of whatever bar you're currently working on when it comes to experience points.
Oh,
and you cannot get that. It's not like Bloodborne. You just go back to where you died. No, it's gone.
Because you die.
Correct.
You die twice.
So, however, if it triggers an unseen aid, you don't lose it. that percentage it starts at 30%. As more and more people get sick, the percentage goes down. Goes to 15% when some first person gets sick, 13% when someone else gets sick. And so now it hinders how you carry your.
So your
stuff.
character is basically almost the culprit for the misery of this world.
It could be. I don't know. I haven't got to that point. So,
Speaking of misery, do you feel that, like he has that? I'm gonna call it misery. The Dark Souls misery, for lack of a better term. When the world is kind of like dark and foreboding. And
I got you.
Very emo and very.
Yeah. As far as no, it doesn't feel that way. It is a worrying time. For what's going on in the actual Japan, the area that you're in. I can't remember what the name of the area is, but the area in Japan, Japanese. Sure. In the Edo area. I don't think that's it, but sure, we'll go with that. It's a warring time. So there's a lot of wars, a lot of things going on. So people are a little bit more, I don't want to call them depressed, but they're more deep. Yeah, exactly. Okay. What's going on. However, levels are beautiful. They're bright, especially on the daytime ones. There's a night area that I was at that was also really, really cool. But it's vibrant. I love the way it looks. And of course, this comes with From Software's awesome design of character, especially the bosses that are just detailed and have these little intricacies. You go, oh my God, just to see that, even though they just killed you for the umpteenth time, you're just like, man, that was a cool looking dude. You know what I mean? So I really, like I said, I absolutely love this game. This is all I want to play. And I think because I don't see anything in the horizon that may like interfere. And what I mean to say interfere in the sense that I'm going to want to play immediately. There's a couple things that I've seen that I'll probably get, but I won't touch for a little bit. And I really just kind of want to see this one through.
This is the perfect time to...
This is the perfect time to release. I just want to see this one through. I don't have any reason not to. And I'm just, it's really, really good so far.
So you're playing on PlayStation, of course.
Yes, PlayStation normal.
PlayStation regular.
Yeah.
How's the performance?
Performance so far is great. It's clearly at 30 frames per second. I don't know what the resolution is, whatever it is. I think it's 1080 is native is what it was supposed to be. And it runs well. Camera sometimes a little bit of an issue, but not to the point where it's not playable.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe a couple hiccups here when it comes to
that's what I was going to
ask you. The frame rate, something like that, but nothing like Blythetown. Blythetown was unplayable.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but this is definitely not that, and it's again, I'm still pretty early. I'm pretty sure, even though I put 20 hours, I'm positive I'm still pretty early. Here's what I have noticed, and this I guess. Most Souls and Borns players will probably already know this and already agree that you seem to flow faster after you've put enough time in. Like right now, there's a boss that I just got to. I've only played against this boss maybe 3 or 4 times, and I'm already to the point where I've withered them down to just this little. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so the technique, the skill is starting to develop to the point where you're, but you just got to get past that first hump, which will take hours to do. And if you're not okay with that, there's not much you can do. You know what I mean? But I love it because it's ninjas, and you of all people know, ninjas are exactly.
None of those pirate BS here. No.
I love the fact that it's a huge portion of it is stealth. I eliminate as many people as I can before I take on my target. And I will run, like I said, because you can run. I'll run away if they be alerted, whatever, just so I can take out that person, and then boom. All right, let's start this battle. Awesome. You know what I mean? And it's really cool, dude. I'm enjoying. I really like it. I mean, awesome. It's so far really good game.
And now the title makes sense. Also,
exactly. Yeah. So I recommend that to anybody who's already played the Dark Souls, whatever, or like that. If you like it, if you like that game, I don't know why you wouldn't like this game.
I think Humberto will be down with this.
Other than I'm sure he is. Yeah. Other than the fact that there are some people who don't or miss the stamina, who are miss the different type of fighting, and it's not missing it. It's more like that's kind of the muscle memory you have already.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
different
like,
type of
yeah,
weapons, you know.
Correct, missing the different kind of weapons, maybe armor and stuff like that. None of that here. You again,
there's no loot.
Yeah, there is loot, but it's not you like the prosthetics, the things, the attachments.
Yeah,
that you have to find.
But it's not RNG. You're not getting
no, none of that stuff.
Epic.
No, you're not getting epic prosthetics.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really I played throughout the week. I did see a movie over the weekend.
Oh yes, I think I know which one you're talking about.
And
I'm excited to hear about this because I've been wanting to check this ever since I saw that trailer. And I got 5 on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is it. I went to see Us, the newest film by Jordan Peele of Get Out fame. If you ever seen the movie Get Out, this is his second film. The Get Out was his first, and so.
All right. So
I did not like this film.
Oh no!
I am on the line to. I'm kind of wavering whether I just don't like it at all or I just detest it in every way. And
it's not even whether I liked it or a little bit.
No. There's no like it. There's no like because.
It's whether I didn't like it or I fucking hate it.
Or just it's the worst thing ever.
No, because we saw that at the beginning of the year.
I don't think the
Glass.
Fair enough. Yes, fair enough.
I don't. This movie is not Glass.
It's not Glass, but it's not far from Glass.
Oh wow.
So it's not. It's not a. There, it's a well-made film. Okay? Jordan Peele is good, and I give him this so much. He's 2 films in when it comes to his directing skills and the way he films things. He's good. I give it to him. You got props. You are good at your craft.
The cinematography of it is down. Yeah.
Correct.
The gameplay is down.
When it comes to the story, you are and the intrigue and stuff like that. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, you are 1 for 2 because Get Out to me was an amazing film.
I need to see Get Out.
An amazing film. It is a film that I just did not know what I was going. I was telling you, I've seen the trailers of Get Out many a times. I kept putting off watching it because the trailer led me to feel it was one type of film. And I was like, I have to be in the right mindset to see this. And the moment I saw it, I've already seen the movie 3 times. So it was like clearly I was wrong about the mindset. You know what I mean? So with Us, it's the same thing, but it's the other way around. The trailer had me. I want to see this. I can't. This looks really good. It's like a home invasion film, but it turns out to be a family of doppelgangers who come and harass them to kill them or whatever he wants to do with them. And I go to see the movie, and it's that, but something else. And it's just like, but what does this mean? What's going on? But the movie is slow in a lot of parts, and it's almost intentionally slow. Like it's like, for instance, a character is searching for another character and they're going through a hallway and they go to this hallway and they get to this room and they get away. Right? So when you film all that, do you really need to show all that? No. If nothing's happening, you should just kind of skip it. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of scenes like that where you're just kind of, what are we getting at? Let's get there. If you were to edit this, it would actually probably be a much shorter film. You know what I mean? That's
probably what they realized.
Perhaps, yeah.
Like, oh shit.
The other aspect of it is that I'm okay with films that leave questions. Okay. As you know, right? This is a subject of contention between you and I.
Yes,
so
it is. The ones where they don't have an ending, as I call them, crudely. I know, because I am a layman man.
No. I'm okay with them when there's enough information to formulate an answer. Right. Okay. I'm okay with that. When there is not, and there is an absolute, there is so many unanswered questions by the end of the film that I'm just like, what just happened? You know what I mean?
It's like credits. It's like credits. What is this? What's happening?
I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. And this is a slight spoiler, very slight spoiler. Yeah. Only in the sense that, I'm not going to say what it is, but if I were to, you saw the trailer, okay? You saw from what you saw in the trailer, what is the one question you have when you see the trailer? When you saw the trailer?
Well, obviously, who the hell are these doppelgangers, and how do they manage to look exactly like them?
We never know, sir.
Wow, no.
Yeah.
What?
So,
how can they not answer that? That's like the basic. That's the reason why you want to watch this movie.
I agree, sir.
Oh my
I
God.
agree. So that is, and if that's not answered, and you on top leave other unanswered thing, it's like, well, what are we doing here? Yeah, you know.
Now
what I
you're
mean?
just doing mystery for mystery's sake. You're not really like. I love great reviews, and I thought that that's what I was going into.
Here's the deal. I have seen reviews and read reviews afterwards. For the record, the movie is extremely well received.
Really?
It is. Yes, I'm gonna look up the Rotten Tomatoes right now and the Metacritic, but
because you're not the only person that I've heard say this, and I was disappointed when I heard someone else say, "Yeah, bro, no, this is completely wait until Netflix even if it could justify because it's." And it was the same thing. It was like, dude, you just don't know. You just end up not knowing anything.
So the Metacritic score is 81.
That's
okay?
good.
That's
fresh.
That's Metacritic, not Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Rotten
fuck.
Tomatoes,
That's,
Rotten Tomatoes right now is at a 94%.
Oh, dude,
okay.
That's
this
virgin.
Clearly, this is like, oh man, this is a winner, right?
Yeah.
Winner,
Just
chicken
get
dinner.
out.
And so here's what I've discovered. And what I'm realizing.
Rotten Tomatoes is bullshit.
No.
I'm kidding.
What the movie is meant to be a. So you know how I like art house films, right?
Art house, yeah.
And that is films that show you one thing but they mean something else. And if you don't know that going in, you're gonna have a horrible time because you don't really
hate them with a passion. Yeah.
So I think I saw this as not being an art house film, and that's what was the intention of it, and that's why I just did not, you know what I'm saying? Because it completely left me. There are a bunch of metaphors and a bunch of messages and all this stuff that was. I'm like, that's not what I thought I was seeing. I thought I was seeing a suspense horror film.
That's the problem. That's the way they're marketed. When they show that trailer, all you're thinking is like, oh shit, this is gonna be. They're making it as urban as they can be.
It's not scary,
and also
there's nothing scary. about
there's
it.
nothing like there's no monster. It's just the same people, but weird, and it kind of like it like you want to know like what is this? Like, is this a time thing? Is this a I don't know, possessed something else, shapeshifters or whatever?
Yes,
you don't get none of that explanation. Man.
Something else I've discovered recently about Jordan Peele is that he is. Going to be doing a new updated Twilight Zone. And I was like, you know what?
That was super weird.
This is a Twilight Zone episode. And it's wacky. It's crazy. It's got these weird elements. Things aren't always explained. But it's just meant to go, whoa. It's like meant to be that, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, one of my favorite classic Twilight Zone episode is the one with the girl who wakes up and she just had facial surgery because of something, and they're like, I think she had an accident or something like that, and the doctor's like, oh, it's okay, and she head is wrapped in bandages or something like that, and then they go to take off the bandages towards the end of the episode, and they take it off, and she's beautiful. She's this beautiful woman, and they're like, and it's like, oh, okay, so I guess it's a success. The surgery was a success, right? The doctors go, oh my God, it's horrible. It's, oh my God, what do we do? You know what I mean? And this is when you realize you have not seen a doctor's face throughout the entire episode. And when you see the doctor's faces, they are all deformed and hideous. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Mind, yeah. So that is what I think he was doing here. Because in those episodes, you don't get the reason why the people are deformed and she's pretty. Right. You don't get any of that. It's not meant to give you any of that because it's meant to be more of a whoa, you know what I mean? And that's what this film is. So by that rationale, think of it that way. If you walk into the film knowing that, you may walk out enjoying it. But if you go in, and that's the problem. I went in thinking it was going to be a suspenseful horror film with doppelgangers, and man, we're going to find out what it is, spirits, or who knows, what could have been. Yeah. It's not that. I think this is his. Hey, this is my almost like a pitch because he's supposed to be doing this soon, and I don't know if he's on the books already for it, or he's supposed to be on the books, or whatever the case may be. It was almost like, man, this is my my pitch. Here you go. Look at this. If I can do this, I can do at least 30 episodes of freaking Twilight Zone. So,
but what does it take then? Because when you put it like that, then it sounds like okay, it makes sense that it doesn't have the reveal that you're expecting, or I shouldn't say expecting. If you're expecting, it's not a reveal, but it's not your typical level of reveal, but it's one that you have to formulate in your mind.
Well, again, it all depends on how you look at it. I mean, I don't want to go into the topics that he's trying to brush up on the actual film. There is a message on it as well, which is obvious. I mean, I didn't need to go listen to reviews. Like, as soon as the reviews were talking, I was like, I knew that's what that was the underlying message. I get that, but if that's your main purpose, then it's just for me. It was expectations. My expectations were here, and apparently it was actually should have been over here, and that's what ruined it for me. So since for me, I can always say, maybe I'll revisit one day now that I know, and maybe if I view it differently, it will be okay for me. But you know what? No, I'm already burned. I came in with this, and because that's what was advertised, as far as I'm concerned, that's not what I got. And because of that, the movie's no good.
But okay, all right. So what would be the difference, for example, between feeling like that for this movie, and feeling like that for Glass, which also had some good reviews?
Probably.
I don't know if they were stellar as this one or it didn't.
No, it was in the 40s.
Okay, then never mind. Okay. Because I was on there were people that liked it. There were people that were completely okay with it.
No, there were some, but they were either people who like M. Night Shyamalan or people who just said, you know what, doesn't matter, it's a good movie, or at least I got my ending. All these people or people who just want to justify their purchase. Because that. I mean, how often do we run into that? You know what I mean? So. That's what I think a lot of that was. But I'm like, man, if you just sit and look at the film for what it is in Glass, it is not a good film. It's just not a good film. Here, like I said, it has elements of a good story if you know the type of story that is trying to be told to you.
Maybe I wonder if that was the problem. The marketing of it.
It's possible.
The way it was brought,
because like I said, I mean, it has stellar reviews. Stellar. 94% out of 300 reviews are good reviews.
Wow.
So I'm like, and here I am going,
why?
And I'm saying, but I mean, did they know?
Yeah.
How did I not know? I follow movie news. How did I not know this is what he was trying to do? You know what I mean? So I thought this was just another,
You have been bamboozled.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that's us, guys.
That's been us.
I hate to bum you out on a film that you may be interested in. Obviously, there's a 94% chance that you're going to like it. So, I unfortunately fell in the 6% camp, and I am okay with that. So that, my friends, is all I've been up to. Guys, we're gonna go right into the Mouthful's fresh pick
of the week.
Let me tell you, it's slim pickings this week. It is slim pickings.
Just like we
week.
were trying to deliberate, we were deliberating if we had a hot trailer or whatever that we're calling it, and there is nothing.
There is, So there is no trailer.
You should be playing Sekiro.
Sekiro. This is why, and this is the reason probably why there's no games, because everybody's gonna be playing Sekiro. But I'll start off with, and I just love going through some of these that are just ridiculously named.
The names,
it's just unbelievable. Starting off with BattleBots for PC.
BattleBots,
like
the series.
It could be. It's a PC game. I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh, BattleBots. Yeah.
You remember the BattleBots?
Yeah.
That was actually whatever happened to that series.
I don't know. It probably got expensive. for the BattleBot makers.
For the BattleBot maker. Well, this was, if guys don't know, BattleBots was It was a competition. It was like different, was it schools or something like that?
Probably. I think MIT was involved, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Colleges, let's say, or whatever, groups, all right. And they will make little like RC robots that was meant to fight.
To fight each other,
To fight each other. And then it was awesome finding out like the Crusher, let's say, whatever is the name of the robot. And you'll see how they will weaponize its portion to make sure that they like, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I had an idea for a battle ball one time.
Did you?
Yeah. What I wanted mine was to have a spatula. And then it will ride very low.
You're dead already, sir.
No, it will ride very low. It'll have no like the problem with most of those battle bots was that it always had like points that they could be grabbed or they could be broken.
Yeah.
So mine will be a very smooth robot, but it will have a spatula. And the way to attack was that it'll get the spatula underneath, then flip it like real hard. And the moment you flip one of those robots, you know it's getting off.
True.
Yeah. I saw one design that did though.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I remember seeing one being able to get. I think it was designed to be able to just push itself back. Yeah. Which was pretty brilliant. Yeah.
So that's a great series.
His BattleBot, guys, an iRobot with a spatula attached to
it. Yes.
Oh man, Vacation Adventures, Park Ranger 2 comes to PC.
Oh my god, the sequel to Park Ranger 1.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Park Ranger?
We will find. Tune in.
We're about to find out here on this massive saga. Okay, this joke is going to
Lord
real fast.
of the Click is PC game. That's horrible.
Lord of the Click.
Yeah, that's really horrible. Song Animals comes to PC.
Song Animals?
Song.
Oh, Song Animals. Yeah. Okay.
Xenon Racer comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch.
See, that sounds like a game.
It does sound like a game. Outward comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. The Walking Dead, the final season, the final episode.
Oh, snap. The closing.
The closing episode, guys. We are at the end of the series. Too bad the show is still going on. Coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
You're not doing this. You're not doing the Telltale.
I am, but I wait for them all.
Okay.
And now I'm just gonna wait because I stopped at season 2, and I need to do season 3.
Oh wow.
And then 4. Yeah. 4. And then Skyworld comes to PlayStation 4. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid comes to Xbox One and Switch. I remember we saw a trailer for this, and actually they look too bad, but I don't know if I can back that. Oh, yeah, that's how it goes, yeah. Danganronpa Trilogy comes to PlayStation 4. MLB The Show.
Oh, wow.
19 comes to PlayStation 4. Grimshade comes to PC. War Theater comes to PlayStation 4. Path of Exile comes to PlayStation 4.
Nice.
Oh My God Zombies. Actually, it's OMG Zombies. OMG Zombies comes to Switch. Then we have DayZ comes to Xbox One. Alien Cruise comes to Xbox One. Die Already comes to PC and Mac. Ultra Rings comes to Switch. Fun Animal Park comes to Switch. Oh my God.
Fun, happy-go-lucky.
Yes. Sega Ages, Alex Kidd in the Miracle World comes to the Switch.
No, I'm kidding. Who cares? Alex Kidd in the Miracle World.
I was going to say, you were a Sega kid. You know, like
yeah. But, I mean, it does not hold up. I tell you right now, none of those games hold up very well. They don't age gracefully.
I literally chose that one. I was like, maybe he'll like this one.
Except maybe Alex Kidd in there was Alex Kidd in the Lost World, and there was Alex Kidd in Miracle Land. I want to say
there was something Miracle. I don't remember if it was Miracle Land.
Miracle World. Well, there was one where the graphic looked like the whole thing was. It was pretty decent. I'm not gonna say like it. I mean, it's not gonna be Mario, but it was pretty decent.
Of course, yeah.
And it was one of the first 8-bit games that I remember having voice.
Oh,
like it'll say.
That's pretty early on too. Yeah.
Find the vertical star, and then you have to do, and then you go to a mission. Every time poor Alex will get hit, he'll go. Like really obnoxiously loud.
That's annoying.
Dude.
That sounds worse than Baby Mario. I'm just saying. Baby Mario was pretty bad. Then we have Assassin's Creed 3, remastered coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Or whoever asked for it.
The one, yeah, I'm not sure why.
Because he was the worst one of them, and they were like, "We need to redo this.
We need to make money.
We need to fix this.
Legendary 11 comes to PlayStation 4. Yoshi's Crafted World comes to the Switch. Tropical 6 comes to PC, Macs, and Linux. Gods Remastered comes to PlayStation 4. And finally, Hot Lap Heroes comes to PC.
the Strip Joint Adventures.
Yes. Exactly. Oh man, good stuff. My fresh pick there. I'm not gonna choose for you in this one because this is a lot of just nonsense. But Walking Dead, because I do like the Walking Dead series, Telltale series.
I'm going to pick Path of Exile.
Path of Exile,
because it is one of the first free to play games that was done right, and that game is a full-fledged, not fucking around with the progression in order to make you buy stuff, because everything you buy there is super cosmetic, and it is actually a very good Diablo type game. I wouldn't even call it Diablo clone, because I think this game have enough things to. It's like Diablo Advance, even I will say, and it is a really, really well done. I mean, I don't know about the console version. I'm hoping that they nailed it and they have a good version. I will be willing to play it.
To try it?
Yeah, to try it out.
I mean, it's free. Why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's an
let's hope. I assume
game.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah, well, I will imagine, because that was the whole thing on it.
Yeah.
It's free to play, except on console. So you have to play.
Except on PlayStation 4 because fucking Sony. Oh, man. All right, guys. Let's move into our news items for the week. First and foremost, I'm going to start with this one because we were just discussing this here in the during the break. And that is Borderlands 3 got a trailer.
Buddy.
And making it official, right? Because there were rumors and all this. We kind of already knew.
It was not a well kept secret.
Yeah, exactly. Which it never is when it comes to that company.
No.
But the trailer came out. It's about 3.5 minutes long, and I thought personally, just watching it for the first time now, that it was all right.
Yeah,
I was like, this is good. This feels good. It looks like what it should be, and evidently, that's not the case for many people. So, what's going on?
I don't know. I see like the media. At least I remember at least 3 outlets I've seen, and I didn't record the first one because I thought, whatever. It's your
one
opinion.
of them is Polygon. I can tell you that.
But the other one's Polygon, and the other one maybe Eurogamer. I think.
I don't know. I was reading that off of Polygon. So. And yes, that person who was like, no. Fuck that. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with this? I don't understand.
I think we were discussing that. I don't know exactly what that person, what people's expectations were, on it. I also seen it on a forum where people are like, Borderlands 3, more like Borderlands 2.5. Am I right? It's like, okay. Come on, guys. There is as much work here probably done as, maybe the work that was done from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Yeah, people will call Destiny 2 like, Destiny 1.5, but I mean, not really. It had most of the gameplay was the same. I mean, if you change it too much, then it's no longer the sequel of the game that you were expecting, And
do you think that this has something to do with? I mean, let's be frank here, okay? Gearbox's track record after Borderlands 2 has been
very poor.
Okay?
Yes.
So by that rationale, could it be people who are going, this is Gearbox half-assing it again? You know what I mean?
I could be counted. I wouldn't say this is Gearbox half-assing it.
Okay.
But after what we have, it's reputation, right?
Yeah.
Lead by reputation. When you see, when I was a huge fan of Borderlands 2, and when I heard about Alien Colonial Marines and stuff like that, like it wasn't on my radar, but I couldn't imagine it being like as shoddy as he ended up being. Like there was no way. And then they acquired Duke Nukem, and people were very excited. Remember, people were being very excited about the fact that we're finally gonna see Duke Nukem forever. Duke Nukem forever. The butt joke of every.
First-person shooting, yeah.
So what's it going to happen? And then they showed what they had. And I remember from the get-go seeing that, I was like, ooh, yeah, this doesn't look good. The animation looks very stiff. Everything looks kind of weird and fake. And then, but it was so much worse than that, in the
The
humor
final
and
product
everything.
was, yeah.
It really made.
Little did we know.
Yes, yeah, that you were gonna
be
really dislike this character. It was like a sleazy,
I mean, he was like that before, so I don't know.
But there was something back in the day. It was something like he was the embodiment of cool. Back then. Now it feels like this has been, the kind of character that is like really like past mid age crisis, and it's like super sleazeball, unlikable character, and the things that he does like make no sense, and it's not even funny for There's none of that humor that you last remember seeing in Duke Nukem 3D, all those years and years ago.
Yeah.
So, and then seeing the whole thing with what's his name? With the failure that was Battleborn also, and Randy Pitchfork.
Yeah, Randy Pitchfork, and then the crazy
lying. Not that I'm talking about even before before the whole child porn controversy. The just straight out lying about their dealings. I think they got sued by Sega at one point because dealings with how they handled alien colonial marines, and it was just like the name of Gearbox became to me like, okay, this is just some trash developer. At some point, they're just gonna run out of money and they're gonna disappear.
Yeah.
The only thing they have good for themselves is Borderlands. Because Borderlands 2, at least 2, was amazing. They like.
I never actually played any of the Borderlands, and I don't know if I'm going to play this one, but I left the trailer going, oh, I'm interested.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It looked fun, and if I remember from Borderlands 2, the fun that I have and how much of a I wouldn't say it was like a technological marvel. But that game looked great, and especially on PC, being able to look so far in the distance.
There was actually a scene in the trailer where it was like looking at different areas, and I'm going, there's one that looked like this beautiful futuristic city, and then the other one's a desert, and I was like,
you didn't get that on the second. On the first one, it was pretty much that Tatooine type of planet, almost. Let's say. On this one, I'm seeing that, but then it just takes you on different planets, and I'm like, holy shit, is this like meant to be like Destiny type,
Yeah.
And this place with skyscrapers and stuff, and I'm like, this looks cool.
Yeah, that was actually what makes my next question, which was, do you think this is going to be online? Do you think this is going to be Destiny-ish, or
I will imagine so, because if history had taught us something, is that everybody now is pursuing the game as service platform, and I expect this to be rife with that. Unfortunately, I think. Like, I don't want to give them too much credit, but then again, they did Borderlands 2 so well.
Yeah.
Even the loot handling and stuff, they did it so well. Like, for example, they will have, if you were subscribed to their Twitter account, every now and then they will give you this code that will they will redeem, and it will give you this key that allows you to unlock this like super chest, right? The superb chest that you could only gain those keys, I think, by reaching some milestones in the game. I don't remember, but you will open this chest and suddenly like the loot will explode from it. You will have some crazy cool gear, some crazy cool guns out of it. You will almost always guarantee like an epic, like something awesome, So they handled that very well. That I can't imagine them. I can and I cannot. I cannot imagine it going so much on the deep end, especially when you look at the trailer and you see that it looks very similar, maybe a little too similar to Borderlands.
I guess maybe that's why I'm okay with it, because I never play any of them, and I'm looking like,
But I'll be disappointed if they just go that route, because that's not what I'm looking. First of all, that's not what those characters lend themselves to. Like, you can't have. I mean, you could do. I think it was up to 4 players, and yes, you could be 4 players. Could be you could have 4 sirens, for example, right?
So for the same.
So character. So there were all these a certain amount of character archetypes that you could play as. Usually, like 4 different ones, and so I don't see it where you're gonna have a bunch of sirens running around, Now the cool thing that they did in Borderlands 2 was that you can customize them with skins, not particular armor pieces, not like the golden pants of immortality or whatever the fuck. No, it was just a skin that you will dress your character and it will change it enough. But there weren't that many skins. That it wasn't like a huge amount to, let's say, to support a whole player base, let's say 100 people on a server or anything like that, right? So I'm thinking they're probably, unless they do the division thing where you're gonna have your hub. You know what? That's probably gonna be the thing. They're probably gonna do the division thing where it's like you have your hub worlds where you have all the people running around, some of them looking the same, but then you go out and that's your instance for yourself or your group. But either way, I still think I do think that it's gonna be a
I almost want to dare them to just say, you know what, don't do online, don't do it as a service. Sure, have some updates, have some stuff afterwards, some more content once it, but don't make it an online service.
Yeah,
be ballsy, step away. Yeah. Clearly, it's not working for everybody, so. Stick to what Borderlands 2 was. Yeah. I don't think that they will. I'm pretty sure they'll still go the other route because it's all about the money in the end. Yeah. And one cannot deny that games of service do make money. Yeah. So, but I like to see them say, we're going to keep this.
I do want to clarify something because I think I just threw it out there like if it was nothing, the allegation of child pornography that came up. That is an allegation, and I believe there is an investigation, and we talked about this in detail in a few podcasts back.
To be fair, there's a lot of evidence pointing to the contrary of that actually being the case, but
there's still some sleaziness that is still like. For real, come on! I mean, there has been allegations of sexual harassment, crazy stuff like that, which
is way more likely.
Which I think it is my honest opinion that Randy Pitchfork should distance himself as far away as possible from Borderlands 3 as it could be, and which unfortunately it didn't do because already the reveal was with him there.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think, like, honestly, I don't know if this is a public traded company or if it's privately owned or whatever, but man, this is one of the few times where I wish there was a board of directors that'd be like, yeah, no, Randy, you can't represent us anymore. You're making us look bad. You're making this whole team look horrible with your lies, with your deceptions, with your bullshit. It's time for you to go the way of Dunukin. And I for the betterment of Borderlands 3. But that said, I do expect Borderlands 3 to
be good.
Because
it's under the Take-Two umbrella, so it is public traded.
It is publicly traded. Okay, so some people have to make some hard decisions there. I will venture a guess. Honestly, there are. I didn't mark a lot of news first because there wasn't that many, and there's one actually which we're gonna talk about later on, which of course is about the Sony Direct as we're calling it. But I do mark some things like Wolfenstein's Youngblood release date has been announced for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. Actually,
nice.
Yeah. So
interesting. I mean, hey. Say what you want about Bethesda. They're putting this shit out of here. They're making it work on the Switch.
They're making it work. They're making it work, yeah. Wolfenstein's Youngblood was unveiled at E3 2018, promising a co-op trip to Paris set in the 1980s. Now, publisher Bethesda has announced that the game release date is July 26th. In addition, the company revealed more details about its cooperative play. Specifically, it stated that those who purchase the deluxe edition can invite one other friend at one time to play with them online at no extra cost using the game's Buddy Pass. That's cool, I guess, except for the part where it's just one time. But of course, it's gonna be because Bethesda. I mean, it's gonna be a business. The chosen friend can download and play as much as they like for free, as long as they play with the deluxe edition's owner. Okay, so I take it back. Actually, if I were to get it and I were to invite you, you can download it. You can play with me as much as you want, but it has to be play with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's how they get you.
Hey, I mean, that's how. I was just a sidebar. I was gonna say that's how. What was that one from EA?
There was one, right?
That was like the escape. The two people who were. What was the name of that game? Gosh.
No Way Out.
Yeah, A Way Out.
A Way Out.
Oh yeah,
A Way Out.
That one. I
guess there was a way out.
And credit to the developer. The person playing with you didn't have to own the game.
That's
you know,
really,
you can.
really cool.
That was actually so. Literally, they cut their sales in half because of that.
Yeah.
Because half the people only half people had to own it. The other, you can almost game share that way.
Yeah, that was smart because I don't think that's the type of game that like a lot of your friends will have. But it's suddenly I can say, hey man, I have this game and you can download for free. You join me. That's something else.
That is, yeah.
But I don't think it's a game that like a lot of people will buy just for that experience. It doesn't lend itself to that.
Yeah.
So as I say, the chosen friend can download and play the game as much as they like for free, as long as they play with the deluxe edition owner. They can then upgrade to the full game to play whenever they like and with friends of their own. Alternatively, if you don't like the thought of playing online with a friend, you can utilize the help of an AI teammate. The deluxe edition comes with an array of cosmetic items, and I'm not gonna give a marketing tab. Anyway, like I mentioned, Wolfenstein Youngblood is coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. It stars the sisters Jess and Sophia, I guess, or Soph.
Sure.
Who are searching for their lost father in a series of stalwart BJ Blazkowicz. Sir, I like the Wolfenstein series. I like it.
I would go. Yeah,
I like it a whole lot.
Like it, yeah.
I like it a whole lot. To the point where I was, famously very critical of the second one because I find that they wonked out the difficulty level in a way that made it less fun, and you had to like literally force yourself to play on baby mode to be able to actually have fun with it.
Let's call it correctly. It's called baby ass mode.
It's called baby ass wipe mode. Exactly. Yes, let's call it correctly. But
it's baby ass baby mode.
Baby ass baby ass baby mode. But once you did, you actually had some fun, and I'm still bothered about the fact that you got to the end and you decided not to finish it and see the awesome awesome in the sense that it was cool. You know what? This game has some of the best.
It does
cinematics
and characters.
Characters
are top notch.
Yes,
I gotta say no. So I didn't finish the action, but apparently I stopped right at the end. But
yes,
those characters. Those characters. There was this one character. She was kind of the head of the resistance group. I can't remember her name.
Oh, the sassy black lady.
Yes.
She was cool as hell.
Oh my gosh, she was such a great character. I wanted to see.
She was basically Foxy Brown.
Yes, and I wanted to see her in every freaking scene. I was like, this is such a cool character.
She was awesome.
That much I can say about Machine Games and that series that they're doing, man. They know how to write some characters. They give it almost a little bit of a Quentin Tarantino vibe. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes, I just want to hear them talk. Oh, God. My next piece, guys. Apple Arcade.
What?
It's a new subscription service, and it's coming this fall. During a live on-stage presentation, the hardware and software giant said Arcade will include over 100 new and exclusive titles when it launches. While pricing has yet to be unveiled, we do know the names of some of those titles. A press release, posted shortly after the event also says that Apple is doing more than just curating a selection of the best new titles. They're also helping to develop them.
Is that right?
Well, according to the press release, Apple is not just handpicking the games in Apple Arcade, but also contributing to the development costs and working closely with the creators because they're contributing to the set cost. That was just me. To bring the games to life, Apple said in a press release, made by some of the most critically acclaimed game developers in the world, Apple Arcade will entertain customers with incredible, fun gameplay, immersive stories while capturing imaginations and original art and music. That's a word salad right there. Is what that is.
That's a bunch of nothing.
That's a bunch of promises right there. Is what that is. Some of the games that is just on this particular article, which is from Polygon. A couple of the games which you'll probably recognize one or two: Lego Brawls, Oceanhorn 2, Knights of the Realm, Protection First Light, Enter the Construct, Hot Lava from Clay. Remember Clay?
I don't remember Clay.
Mark of the Ninja.
Yes, I remember Clay.
There was this other one.
The one with the clones. Sweet and sour.
Yeah,
I forgot.
That's the one. Sonic Racing, Beyond the Steel Sky.
Cloning Clyde.
I
don't know if it's Cloning. I mean, I know, and there's a game called Cloning Clyde, but I don't know if that was Clay.
Yeah. There's publishers and developers include the likes of Disney, Devolver Digital, Cartoon Network, and Platinum Games. So it's not going to be well, we'll see.
And in news of the future, Apple just canceled their
Apple
game
Arcade.
division, Apple Arcade, after the division failed to.
Here's the pitfall that I think they're not recognizing, and that is that mobile gaming is connected to a free game. It's like, there's free games upon free games upon free games. This is a subscription service that you now want them to pay monthly because the subscription, I assume it's monthly. If it's anything less than that, they're in for a treat.
You pay the day. You pay a quarter every time you want to. You set a quarter on your iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. And so
you get to play Dragon's Lair, lose, and then cry to your mom.
I think that's the pitfall that then I realized that most gamers.
No, Pitfall is not included because Pitfall is Atari.
It is Atari, yes. Most gamers expect games to either be free or very cheap, one-time pay, and they're done. I don't think mobile is open to the subscription service model. Sure, you'll have your you have your adopters and all that stuff, but I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be viable.
No, Apple, come on, get the hell out of here. You're not gonna see a Platinum Games game on the iOS just because it's the on a subscription.
The Nier Automata Runner is what it's going to be. That's probably what. Yes. Endless Runner is what that is. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. No, I don't. Honestly, I don't see it going anywhere. Just because Apple has never demonstrated they're serious about gaming. So. Of course, I think right now they're just throwing shit at the wall to see what stick because
but they got money to do so. That's the whole thing.
Well, true, and also sales of iOS devices are declining. So now, did you know that they actually have a credit card now?
Yes, I heard. Apple Card.
Yes, and it's one that actually, when you hear about the things, it sounds mad cool. It sounds like. Oh, of course, Apple would have done it this way. Like, of course, you're gonna get a titanium card, like a titanium ass card that is not gonna have any numbers, but it's gonna show you your spending in like beautiful charts and yada yada. The Apple way, right? But just like the Apple way, there's not real value to what you get. It's just a bunch of prettiness.
Yep.
And this is not to criticize, iOS in general because I'm an iPhone user.
That's okay. I'll criticize it.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is like I don't feel like gaming has ever been in Apple's DNA ever. No. So I don't think. I mean, they say Apple Arcade, and it literally makes me think of Xbox Live Arcade. But they're gonna try to put a subscription service on it, and that's not where. I mean, yes, this generation is going a lot into streaming services, but somehow I think this doesn't sound like that's what it is.
Yeah,
and Apple wouldn't necessarily have the infrastructure to provide a decent streaming experience either. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah.
Well, it depends on.
I'm not gonna hedge my bets
on
it. Yeah. EA. Yes.
Okay.
EA.
That had to be the. I had that article up and ready. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I'll take it. EA is laying off 350 employees. EA's had confirmed 350 layoffs as it, quote, prepares for the opportunities ahead. Again, another empty bullshit statement that says absolutely nothing, that is not really justifying the reason why suddenly 350 of your workforce is being given the axe. EA CEO, Fucktar Wilson, I'm sorry, my bad. It had a typo. Andrew Wilson has revealed in a statement that the publisher is restructuring roles across marketing, publishing, and operations. EA is also reducing staff at its Russia and Japan offices. As a result of these changes, around 350 people will be losing their jobs. This is a difficult day, says Wilson in a statement on his way to the bank. These are important but very hard decisions, and we did not take them lightly. We are friends and colleagues at EA. We appreciate the values of everyone's contribution, and we are doing everything we can to ensure we are looking after our peoples to help them through this period to find the next opportunity. This is our top priority. And then it just continues into more BS that he doesn't mean. This is the latest round of layoffs at major publishers, including Activision, who lost 800 people, as well as ArenaNet, with just over 140 jobs. So this is the part where if you're a gamer, working and having a passion for the gaming industry sounds like amazing, but not with this treatment and this with turnover. Like, I don't think this is the career I would have wanted to. Like, let's say I'll go into it, and if you did, then this is not criticizing in any way your choice or anything like that. I'm just saying, be mindful of what you're getting into and which companies you align yourself with, because you might be one day blessed because you started working at Blizzard, and the next thing is like you're nobody. You're out. Well, they leave you with a nice severance.
So I hear. Yeah.
So I heard. Yeah. Sir. You have the
okay.
next one
Yeah.
I am done with that. Honestly, it's a dry well today.
It is kind of a dry well, but Ubisoft has confirmed E3 2019 press briefing slated for June 10th. Ubisoft will hold its annual E3 press briefing on Monday, June 10th. The publisher announced this past Wednesday on Twitter. This year's show will begin at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is Ubisoft's usual time slot. Ubisoft has not announced a venue for its E3 showcase, but the company has held its press conference at the Orpheum Theater in downtown Los Angeles for the last few years, so there's no reason to think it's not going to be there. There are a few known quantities in Ubisoft's upcoming slate that could make a publisher's show, essentially. Ubisoft said last year that it will give the Assassin's Creed franchise a break in 2019, which leaves a big hole in this company's fall schedule. Skull and Bones, the open-world pirate game from Ubisoft Singapore, may fill that gap. It seems it seems safe to expect lots of details on that project this E3. Beyond Good and Evil 2, obviously, also may make another appearance. Perhaps Division 2 DLC, since that's already a huge hit for that company as well. So we will see what comes up with that. But again, that is June 10th, 1 p.m. Pacific. That's 4 p.m. Eastern, which is their standard time.
Man, Ubisoft. You know what's funny? It's like you have a reveal of a console, whatever it is, you know that Ubisoft is going to be right there. Yeah. And it's going to be a great partner in the launch of the Sega Game Gear or the Nokia N-Gage.
And they were there. Yes, they were.
They'll be like, I mean, no, seriously, they were, that they were there for the launch or the reveal, rather, of Google's Stadia.
Oh,
you remember?
Yes.
We talked about
because
that
they had
last
the
week. Because Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but also because it's Ubisoft. It's Ubisoft. They're gonna be everywhere. Yeah. And
it's real. They just whore themselves in the industry. That's just what they do.
Good for them. It's like, hey,
fair enough.
Hey. At least they have games now. They're a game publisher.
This is true. Yeah.
And they have games, unlike some other Activision game companies that really don't have anything on the agenda. EA to offer.
Activision has Sekiro. We're just saying. Just say. I know it's from software, but Activision is involved somehow. I'm just saying.
And what's next?
You have the next piece.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, sorry, I thought when I posted this you were going to be more excited about this, but I guess you weren't paying attention or you were too busy. But I just want to remind you that the Witcher's card game, Gwent, is headed to smartphones.
Oh my God! I did not notice this. I did not notice this.
Yes.
This was on it. This is literally 3 years ago. I was asking for this. Just bring the card game just bring the card game to the phones. I will play it. I swear to God, I'll even spend money on it.
Well, I gotta break this down to you. All right, so Gwent, the Witcher's card game, will launch later this year on iPhone.
Fucking iPhone.
Android users may be waiting a while.
Oh, for the love. That's fine. So, you know what? I'm just going to play it on PlayStation 4.
So the developers...
I don't even care.
CD Projekt Red said details of the card battle's Google Play debut will be confirmed at a later date, they said. Gwent officially launched on PC in October last year. Really? Was it... just October last year? Really? I thought it would have been like 2017 by now. Probably even 2016.
Well, remember, it was a beta for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. There you go. All right. So, I guess it makes sense. They officially launched on October of last year after an extended period of beta testing.
Yeah, there you go.
It is based on the same card game you play in The Witcher 3 and manages to stand on its own without feeling too much of a genre clone. PlayStation 4 and Xbox versions were arrived a couple of months later. The news comes as the first game's big expansion, Crimson Curse, launched already on PC and consoles. It adds more than 100 new cards and 5 more leader characters, all themed around bloody old vampires. So I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there's Gwent, that other Witcher Thronebreaker game. What was that exactly? Because I know I reported on it and all that, but like I didn't understand exactly. This was like a action Witcher the Gwent game.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was It was a story based Witcher card game. And there was a story behind it. It played out a little bit like what you would consider a visual novel in the sense that you have the characters kind of pop up and they have. But if I'm not mistaken, everything is spoken. There's no reading or anything like that. But there was a specific. The card game was tied to the story in the sense of the battles that were being done. And it was it is literally like a 30-hour game. I mean, freaking CD Projekt Red, dude. These guys do not half-ass anything.
No.
I mean,
that game looked amazing.
Whatever the opposite of half-ass is, double-ass. They double-ass everything. Yeah, I mean, it has to be what it is, right? So so it's a huge story. I still have it, believe it or not. Have yet to even start it or touch it, but it's okay because I'm comfortable giving CD Projekt Red. Here you go. Take the money. I'm all right with this.
I will play at the right time. Just like me with Witcher 3.
You're never gonna play Witcher 3. Gwent, the actual Gwent game that they're referring to is the online Gwent game it's very similar to the other card games that are out there. I can't think of any right now. Hearthstone and all that. Yeah. It's very similar to that, only obviously it's played Artifact, yeah. Whatever the hell that is. But it plays out obviously the way the Gwent game plays, and it has been updated throughout in the beta, and little things have changed. New cards were introduced. Cards were balanced. It was an interesting time, dude. It was such a good game. And so that's the two different things. The Gwent game that they're referring to here is just the the battles. You can actually play. There is a sort of a tutorial, and I don't want to say story thing because it's more like your
more like an introduction.
Like
basically.
it's do again. They don't fucking half-ass. Okay. This is like 5 chapters with 5 chapters with like 5 parts each. And this is wow. Each one is to teach you how to do whatever and introduce you to something new and new cards, new factions, all this stuff.
Wow.
It is ridiculous. And then of course the other portion of that is you're playing other people across the world, right?
Nice.
And it is a very cool. It's a freaking great card game. And then you have Thronebreaker. And like I said, these guys, they took this little part of a game that was insignificant in the actual video game and made something amazing.
I wouldn't say insignificant. It did have you hooked.
It did, dude. It did.
For a while.
I have estimated, this is my own weird estimate, I think of the countless hours that I played Witcher 3, I'd say a good 80 hours of it was just playing Gwent. Just playing Gwent.
And it's not like you get. Do you get something special for your character if you win a bunch?
You get another card. Yeah, you win the person's card. That's what it is. So and that's what it was about. It was like card collecting. Oh man, sad times, guys. My last piece, because there really isn't much. Hyper Light Drifter TV series is in the works. From creator Alex Preston and Castlevania's Adi Shankar.
What?
Yes, the animation adaptation is in its early stages of development. Known for challenging combat, stunning pixel visuals, and a palpable post-apocalyptic fantasy atmosphere, the world of Alex Preston's action RPG Hyper Light Drifter earned major praise when it arrived in 2016. I have played the game. It is amazing.
It is awesome.
Now the game's ready to return to screens, but this time it's a television show. Preston confirmed to Polygon that he and producer Adi Shankar, whose game adaptations include Castlevania and the upcoming series based on Devil May Cry and Assassin's Creed, are actively in development on an animated series based on the title. Hyper Light Drifter, developed by Preston's indie studio called Heart Machine, developed in spring of 2016 for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. A Nintendo Switch version did arrive in 2018 September. So this is actually good. I wonder if there's no mention here as to where it's going to come out. This is very early in its stages.
How they adapt the look. I mean, the look of the game was very pixelated, beautiful pixels.
Yeah, but it was fine pixels. It wasn't
fine?
It
wasn't the blocky
pixels.
Okay.
It was very fine pixels. Excuse me. So
I
don't know.
Could recreate that on TV, and
I think they could. I think they could.
That's cool. One report I didn't want to miss actually, because this one was it was interesting to see. There's reports that Nintendo is releasing 2 new Switch models.
Yes.
And
just in time for me to get one of them.
It frustrated me to see this because it was like, oh shit, this is just gonna make delay it again. And it's like at the end, it's like, forget it. You know what? You don't deserve a Switch anymore because you're not. You don't love Nintendo like I do. You are just waiting for a bargain.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, at this point, I'm like, well, I mean, if those 2 come out, theoretically, the first one should drop in price, right? Because that's what I've been waiting for. I'm like,
expanding on a rumor they first published last year, the Wall Street Journal now reports that Nintendo is planning on releasing 2 new models of the Switch, and both may be out in 2019. I'm sorry, did I say 2019? I meant 2099. My bad. I read it wrong. The first, they say, quote, will have enhanced features targeted at avid video gamers, although it won't be as powerful as Sony's PlayStation 4 Pro or Microsoft Xbox One X.
Kale surprise.
So, but wait a minute. That wording right there is interesting. They're saying it won't be as powerful as PlayStation 4 Pro or Xbox One X. So what does that really mean, man?
Sir, I wouldn't read too much into that.
I know. I'm just trying to
spark
the mind of the
that's just saying, hey,
imagination.
the current console line stands right here, and it's not gonna be
it's not gonna be here. Yeah.
That's what that means.
It's not gonna reach the vanilla versions of the consoles either. But
we're not gonna say that.
It's
because,
okay. It's gonna be a little bit more powerful. The second model is a quote. Is a cheaper option for casual gamers that Nintendo sees as a successor to its aging handheld 3DS device. End quote. The Wall Street Journal cites both parts suppliers and software developers in their report. It's claimed that the cheaper model will cut costs by removing features with vibration specifically cited. The Wall Street Journal says both new versions are expected to be announced at E3 and possibly a few months later, in time for both Christmas and the release of new games like Pokemon Sword and Shield and Animal Crossing. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The possibility of 2 new models is an interesting one. As you can imagine, I was trying to read, but then I realized this is an opinion of someone. And I'm not gonna cite their opinion, but it's true. I do agree. The fact that so we're gonna have 2 more Switches then, or I guess they're phasing out the Switch, the fat Switch, as it'll be known. I guess. I
mean, here's the deal. If and I've said this before, and I think we both agree, if they can get the screen just a little bit bigger. It doesn't have to be bigger model. If they could just, the bezels, shrink it down a little bit, just extend that screen, dude.
Oh, dude, it'll look gorgeous.
That'll be amazing.
I don't think it's something that needs it when you're playing a game in that mode.
Because 720 in that mode is fine.
Yeah, you don't realize. Yeah. I think I'm more excited about the possibility of a little bit more powerful system. Yeah, just a tad.
But it's not
because it's suddenly you can reach the games can actually reach true 1080p. Then that means that the chip, that the system, it is powerful enough to maybe run some of the games that would run on a vanilla.
It's already on dock mode runs at 1080p.
Well, right. What I'm saying is on that
on the screen,
on the
little screen.
Yeah, okay. on the little screen. Maybe they have to do something with low power so that the battery will not will not extend. Because that's the problem. When the moment you put a bigger panel, the battery goes to shit, and their battery's not that great. It's fine. It's okay.
It's like 3 hours, right? Roughly.
I think it's a little bit more. I don't want to quote it right now because I don't want to give a. But
I'll tell you when I get
come on, dude. Just grab. Get it used. Dude, who cares at this point?
Honestly, here's the deal.
There's so many games that you're missing out.
Here's the deal. Honestly, dude, here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Absolutely. I have committed to Sekiro in the sense that I really, really want to complete this. Again, I've talked about it before.
But you don't complete.
I don't complete games, really.
No, that's not true. That's entirely not true. But if it's a game that you like and you're enjoying, you don't complete that one.
You're right. Fair enough.
There you go.
That's true.
If you're liking it too much,
my favorite games, I only made it to the end and then just stopped.
Yeah, because you don't want to see the
I don't want it to end.
You're not ready for it to end.
I don't
want
it to end. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
it's something psychological like that.
We've been looking for years and we can't find it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to say 95% sure that it's going to happen. 95% sure that it's going to happen. But
there's going to happen. What's going to happen?
The Switch will happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Switch will happen. Good. Because it's just, I'm not going to say how, why, because none of you know. But I'm pretty sure that I'm in a position.
You're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready financially to be able to just do it and no problem.
Okay.
However,
our YouTube videos are finally monetized well enough to where we can live the high life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm buying a house.
Yeah, there you go.
And you're buying a Switch.
Man, of the two of us, mine's
evidently
is a hefty
it's
price.
doing really well. Thank you so much for supporting us on our Patreon.
I know.
Like and subscribe. And
wait, I never turned that on. Damn it.
Oh shit! Damn it. We already missed.
Sorry, you're not going to be able to buy that house.
But I already put 20 cents on it.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll be right back with our hot topic. Whee! Oh. the hot topic of the week. And if you don't know, now you know.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to.
I love it.
It's hard not to know. Once you know.
Yeah, once you know.
Now you know.
Hot topic this week, guys. If you don't know, now you're about to know. PlayStation Directs, and they're not called PlayStation Directs. So let's make sure they're called State of Play.
Which is even worse.
Which is honestly, I would think I prefer PlayStation Direct.
I tell you, the image that it conjures in my mind is of a dictator. Like addressing his troops,
the State of the Union.
The state of that also it makes it interesting and kind of political.
Yes, it does feel that way.
Yeah.
This appears to be, if you haven't watched it, what it appears to be is their new format of delivering upcoming news, trailers, announcements, stuff like that. So it's very similar to Nintendo Directs, which is why we joke and call it a PlayStation Direct. If you have watched Nintendo Directs, then you pretty much know what this is. Instead of being all red and white, like a Switch, for the Switch, it's all blue because Nintendo's blue. That's their color scheme of choice, essentially.
You meant Sony.
What did I say? Oh, Nintendo, yeah. So Sony's all blue. Yeah. So, like, Xbox is green for whatever reason. So, but anyway, the point is, they just actually
not easy being green.
It's not easy being green. Ask Oscar the Grouch; he doesn't like that shit. The actual Direct or State of Play actually happened last Monday, and I was able to watch it all. So I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the announcements.
All right.
Nothing major, which is to be expected. Just like when it comes to Nintendo, it's just a bit of news. It's nothing ground shaking or anything like that. First and foremost, they were very, very, very VR heavy. First thing they showed off, which excited a lot of people, not me because I don't have VR, Marvel's Iron Man VR, which arrives 2019. It is a first-person VR experience as Iron Man.
Really?
Yes. And it looked all right. It looked like, okay. This will be... I can almost see it being a little bit nauseating, but sure, why not?
Yeah.
So that was that's their first announcement. They also had Crash Team Racing. They showed off a little bit more of their Crash Team Racing. No Man's Sky is also getting a PlayStation VR update, which is of course free, and it's coming this summer.
Wow.
Yes.
They're actually doing it.
They are actually doing it, and from what I can tell, from what I saw, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, I mean that is a world that can lend itself to VR.
Yeah, because it's not very motion heavy and
there's not a lot of the graphics. I mean, it's amazing what it does in the sense of the infinity of the universe. But as far as like when you're in a planet, you just the graphics are not particularly high poly.
Exactly. Yeah, if you can see it lending itself well.
It looks good. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't look, because they do manage to make it artistically pleasing.
Yes,
to the eye. So.
From what I've seen exactly. They spent a little time on a new game called Ready Set Heroes, which is a fast-paced twist on dungeon crawling. And you'll see the trailer later on if you like. Okay. But basically, it's almost like a team versus team in a dungeon crawling scenario. Yeah. PlayStation VR blockbuster Blood and Truth launches on May 28th. This game looked like. Do you remember The Getaway?
I do remember The Getaway, yes.
So this is like a first-person VR version of The Getaway.
Oh, wow, what it interesting. Like. Okay.
And with accents and everything. It looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. Again, PlayStation VR title, of course. PlayStation VR, and then it had a nice little a reel, show reel of a bunch of games coming up. Then they switched over to a game called a VR version of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is apparently a scary game. So,
very
prepared to be freaked the hell out.
One of those games that was pretty much designed for streaming, with streaming in mind. Yes. Like that was the whole point, and a lot of sequels came out like a very short amount of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And they will sell because
people are streaming it. Yeah, and to be fair, from what I saw in the little bit in this trailer, I'm like, if I saw all that shit in my face, gonna be cool.
It was kind of.
Then they went into a little in depth of Concrete Genie. You remember Concrete Genie?
No, what is that?
Concrete Genie is it looks like a whimsical story of a kid who is essentially sort of spray paints or draws on walls, and then the art becomes alive, and then he's tasked with bringing life back to this city, basically painting art onto it.
That sounds familiar.
You probably have seen it if you saw some the trailer for it. But
E3,
yes, it did come out in E3. It was showcased on E3.
I'll probably.
And looked pretty good. They spent a little time in kind of explaining what's going on. So that's about the one in-depth thing that they went to.
Oh wow.
And then they went a little bit more into the new story trailer for Days Gone. Okay. And let me tell you, that story trailer kind of made me go, okay, Days Gone is I mentioned earlier on in the year that Days Gone was more of a curiosity, just wait and see type of thing. Now it's kind of on the radar. It's not a huge blip, but it's kind of there. Because I'm like, okay, I can see where they're going with this. And if it is a open world story similar to Horizon Zero Dawn, graphically, I'm hearing it is very pretty. So that means, man, did they go back on the well on that bad boy? Because we both can agree when it was first showcased, it was looking a little rough.
It was very rough. Remember we had this conversation? Yes. I said, I saw that trailer and I saw a little bit of gameplay, and it suddenly became like it was back. It went from not caring enough to, okay, I need to pay attention to this because it does look good. It looks story heavy. Yeah. It all depends on do they nail the gameplay. Because at the end of the day, if it's another, open world, game, we have plenty of those. And just because they're beautiful at night doesn't mean that they particularly give you a good payoff,
True. But if the story's there.
The story's there. I'll be down. And it looked very story intensive. Like, I did not expect it to be that level. Yeah.
Then the show closed off with a new trailer from Mortal Kombat 11. And I have never been so just
grossed out.
No. It wasn't a grossed out one. It was just like I have zero interest in Mortal Kombat. Okay, like none whatsoever. I saw this trailer and I was just like, whoa, maybe I actually need to, maybe I won't buy it day one, but maybe they need to be on my radar. This trailer had great music. Did you see the trailer?
I saw the trailer, yeah.
It had great music.
I don't think that's the music that's going to be on the game.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm sure it's not. But I'm just saying that the trailer definitely did its job, right? Which was to pique my interest, and it definitely did. And then they closed out the night on that. And it was quick. It was, did I say the night? It started at 5 and ended at like 5:25. It was only about a 25-minute long thing. Wow. This appears to be pretty much how we're going to be getting information from Sony now. They did mention that, look forward to future state of plays from Sony within the year. So what do we think of this, sir? Because I have my opinion, but I'm curious as to what you think. First off, is this viable? Obviously, it is viable. So Nintendo's doing it, and it works for them. But is this going to be okay going forward?
No. Okay. It feels too derivative from like...
Oh, it's very derivative.
Of like what Nintendo's doing. And what Nintendo's doing is because the way they do it, it is... Like it is right for the demographic and for their audience, like Nintendo knows their audience and they know how to prepare those direct. I don't think this is the type of thing that will go that PlayStation, even the PlayStation fans will care much about. Like this is not replacing E3. All right. This is, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but this is not. Look at that huge rat.
That's a possum?
That's a possum. we have a hedgehog. We have a Sonic. One of his friends that's knocking on my door right now. I'm watching it through the surveillance cameras. Those things are ugly. This is not replacing E3. To me, this is because this is a reaction. Not a reaction. I shouldn't say it as a reaction. This is and I don't want to call it a stopgap. What would be a better description? Like this is not E3. They don't have any E3, but they need to have something.
They're filling in. They're filling in time.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want it to be shown like, oh shit, they just don't have anything for because the truth of the matter is that yes, they could have a couple more games on their oven, but if they're not marketing it out, if there's no show, like let's say they don't want to have the budget, they don't want to spend the budget for an E3 show, especially when there's not much to show actually. But at the same time, they can't be quiet. They can't just be radio silent because then that's going to put them on a position of weakness. One that they cannot afford, right now, because
especially with the upcoming possible uniting of or some sort of connection between Nintendo and Microsoft.
If possible. But I was thinking more of with the release information about the Stadia, for example, and what Microsoft might have. Like this is the year Microsoft talks about a console and shows a console. Mm-hmm. I truly believe this is this is the one where they actually show. You see the controller, you see the game, the system itself. It'll probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a controller and they do a Stadia on us. I don't know how that's gonna go. It's gonna be very interesting, regardless if it's good or bad. If you love Microsoft, if you hate Microsoft, you still want to see what they have to offer. So Sony cannot afford to be radio silent, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is just them saying, hey, we still have this, but are they getting rid of E3? No, the E3 might not happen this year because honestly, logically, there is nothing to show right now. As they are ramping up and preparing for the reveal of their console, probably early next year, but they will still have, they'll still probably have a PlayStation experience, and they will not this year. I'm talking about in general. Like they're not getting rid of
it's
those.
It's possible because it's the end
mediums.
of the year.
Yeah. They're not getting rid of those media. Of course, they're gonna. If anything, this supplements their delivery system, so to speak. I can
definitely. I agree with you on this being a supplemental thing. I'm still not sold on whether this means. I still feel that there is a possibility that if by the time we get to the end of the year, because it's clear we're not going to get anything from them at all throughout the year. So this is really the only way we're going to get stuff. If they are able to, so this particular one, I watched the whole entire thing, and it was very VR heavy. Okay, I am not in any way. I don't have a VR unit. Curious about it, but I'm not willing to spend the money on it. I do know that VR is still on a very small point, still growing. It is still in a way a success for Sony because yes, they already had low expectations anyway, and the fact that they had low expectations and what they ended up selling and how they're doing with it has exceeded that. So they're looking at it. Well, hey, if we keep our expectations here, we should be fine. The reason I know that is because if it was any way bad, Sony has proven in the past we're gonna cut it and move on. Right? Vita fell that way. The Move controllers fell that way. Everything.
But after how long? And also Move controllers are integral for the experience.
For the VR
for
experience,
now.
But if the VR experience wasn't there, where would those Move controllers be?
Oh no.
That was almost like, hey, by the way, we have Move controllers, so we can make this work. You know what I mean? It's like, well, hey, let's bring them back. But if they didn't have VR, then those Move controllers would be gone. There would be no point of them. So, I can say that obviously because of that, they had success in this particular state of play. Since it was so VR heavy, obviously it didn't connect with me in any way other than the fact that I enjoy the Concrete Genie portion. I enjoy the fact that the Days Gone moment, it kind of made me go, okay, maybe I'm interested in now. And for some fucking strange reason, Mortal Kombat 11 was like, whoa, this is actually pretty cool. So that was really it. It was a small portion of it. But if they can deliver some banging moments throughout the year in a small little 25, 30-minute segment that they come out and say, hey, next week, Monday, whatever, the next State of Play 2, or the next episode of State of Play is going to happen, and it comes out, and suddenly we have a release date for Last of Us 2 with a new trailer, and then we have a new piece of whatever for the next game, and then Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever, which we know will probably be the next gen, but they'll go, hey, here's the next look of what's going to happen, and you go, shit. I know what you mean when you say E3. It's not going to have E3 because E3 had those big, just whoa moments. You know what I mean? You walk away like, man, that was dude. The E3 that they show Final Fantasy Remake is still one of my favorites because I was just like,
the only one
I literally like really leaped off the couch, go, oh shit, they're doing it. So obviously, I don't think they're going to have huge moments like that, but if they can have small moments like that throughout the year, I think that would lead them to go and say, you know what, we don't need it. We're gonna choose this year to see if we don't need E3, but if they get through those and they are successful, and I'm looking forward to the next State of Play just to see what else they have, then I'm gonna say, yeah, they're gonna let go of E3. Maybe they will still most likely have the PlayStation Experience because that is all their fan base, and obviously that's it's basically a celebration of PlayStation. So why not have it? But I don't know if they will go back to E3.
Yeah, I think you might be putting a little bit too much weight onto what the whole state of PlayStation means in the sense of their possibly becoming their main way of delivering the huge titles.
Yeah.
You know,
I still say it's possible.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
It is.
It just depends on how how it happens throughout the year. They have another 4 of these.
Yeah.
And 2 out of the 5 total are good. Then maybe they'll come back to E3.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't.
This one was okay. This one was okay, but that's because it was so much VR heavy. However, you can also look at it and say, hey, let's get the VR out of the way. And on the next one, we're not even going to talk about VR. Why? Because we already talked about it before.
Let's use this was for those type of announcements, and your Atlas games will come in and stuff like that.
You look at that as a bad thing.
No.
I look at that as a great thing.
That's good. Yeah. But I'm talking about let's get that shit out of the way. I mean, shit not in the sense that there's shit. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But let's get that stuff, that minutia out of the way. And let's leave the big holy shit moment, the megatons, for E3. That's why I say, they cannot have an E3 right now. There's nothing to put on an E3. There's no show here. Yeah. Next year, however, I truly believe that they're gonna come back, and they're gonna come back swinging strong because they need to show. Well, like it or not, E3 to me, there's a lot of argument of E3 still relevant or not with companies leaving and stuff like that. But you guys seem to forget we already had a time where E3 went away for a little bit and it got scaled down. And what happened immediately? It got big again.
The following year.
Because it was, I think it lasted like 2 years like that. And then they brought, I want to say yes, but I could be misremembering. But this is the year where, this year there's nothing, but next year they're bringing back full swing, and suddenly the state of PlayStation, as they call it, is probably gonna be just another way, kind of like what Nintendo is doing. Mm-hmm. They have their announcement, they have the Pokemon announcement here, which is big enough, but probably not something that you have to wait for E3. At E3 you could talk, you can elaborate, you can actually show gameplay or something like that. But in the meantime, you could be seasoning throughout the year, news bits that will still keep the population, the PlayStation population, interested and being reminded constantly that this system there's game coming to this system. There's good shit that you should be trying, and for that I think it's valuable. But I don't think it's
the only way.
It's the only way. At least Nintendo has shown us that it's not the only way. Even, and mind you,
well,
yes,
Nintendo what else does Nintendo do? Because
Nintendo does their Treehouse. The Treehouse.
Yeah.
And the Treehouse, yes, is not your same press conference type thing, but it's still a large event.
Yeah.
So that could be, and I'm not. I don't
it's
think
a large event for your Nintendo audience.
Yeah, for Nintendo audience, exactly. Sony can't do that. Sony can't do a treehouse. Obviously, I don't think Sony can just sit down on a studio and be like, and these are the games that are coming. Because
I mean, the PlayStation blog had done some things were kind of similar to that.
So the Nintendo blog is seen by only the faithful. The PlayStation faithful. The point
you would agree that also the treehouse is also seen by the faithful as well.
True. Well, but I feel like the treehouse could have a little bit more reach. Just on the way that they show. Like, I don't think PlayStation is the one that will be on a studio in Japan just telling people what is coming out. That's not the right format. That looks weak. I
don't see how that looks weak.
It looks weak in the sense that E3 is a celebration of gaming. When you're not there,
I agree that you and I see it as a celebration of gaming. But is it a celebration of game for everyone else who are actually involved in it? I don't think it is. I know for a fact that PlayStation Experience is a celebration of gaming for the PlayStation community. So I can see those continuing. I literally can see that being their thing every year and them never going back to E3. So I can see it being the state of plays throughout the year and then boom, this huge celebration at PlayStation Experience. Nothing to do with E3. It's all about Sony, and that will be the deal. That's more likely what I think may end up.
The moment that and whatever E3 is now, the moment that Sony just like relegates and forgets about E3. That it looks bad. It's looking bad right now.
Yeah, but
right now, but we are
looking bad to who?
To gamers in general. Like
I don't think
right
it
now,
looks bad.
It does, because what are we saying? Well, they don't have any E3 because they don't have anything to show. You know?
But if they do have something to show and they show it at their own show, isn't that the same thing?
What do you mean, like on December?
Yeah,
like you're gonna wait for this.
December. All right. So let's say, for instance, they choose to do the PlayStation Experience the week of E3, but it's not at E3.
So it's not. So
isn't that the same thing?
Well, okay. Well, that's what's happening almost. Right now, right? They don't have. Let me put it this way: let's say you have Bethesda and you have your show a few days before E3. You're fucking at E3. Don't be saying that's your show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're saying Sony is having their thing a week before E3, you're fucking at E3. Shut the fuck up.
That's my point of saying, if they don't have to actually be at E3, if they can do it in December, why not do it in December? You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to? So let's be real. First of all, Bethesda is new to the game at E3. Okay. And I am like so curious to see what the hell they have to talk about this year.
They said they don't have anything. I mean, Doom Eternal only. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be at E3.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm so curious to see what the hell they're doing at E3. But little by little, yes, EA. Not only has EA already stepped away technically from E3 because they're no
has nothing to show. Opposition of weakness.
It's not weakness. It's just
you don't have anything.
No, that's not weak. That's actually realizing I've got nothing to show.
That's weak.
No, what's weakness to me is to go and show, to go perform a show and not have anything to actually show.
True.
We just sat there for an hour. Like, what are we looking at?
What I mean is, like, when I say position of weakness, I don't mean like just perform a show or not. I'm just saying just the mere fact that there is nothing, this year. Like what did we say about Microsoft for the longest time? When the stable of game, there was nothing really showing that was interesting.
We were putting the last 2 years for E3. Microsoft, I would say they had a lot to show. Now, was all that theirs?
Yeah, and was it realized?
No. I'm saying that was all that theirs, and was all that under the guise of being a Microsoft exclusive? Yeah. Who the hell knows? The point is, I walked away from the show. Like, I think the last 2 years,
they've had a decent show.
I was like, you know what? This is a great show.
Yeah,
and they don't really have much to show. But yes, they have. It was a great, well-performed show. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't prove strength to me. Because right now we're looking at Microsoft, the console, going, what are you guys playing? Yeah, this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I think it's important to actually just still. Let's say they wouldn't have done an E3 at all. This past 2 years, this would have looked exponentially worse. E3 might be everybody saying, "Oh, E3 is dying," whatever. So why is it that more and more people are going then?
No.
More audience. I'm not talking about
audience because they've opened it up to the public.
Right. Well, do that.
But if they don't open to the public, would it be declining significantly through the years? Because less and less booths are available, less and less things are going on. The only reason it seems to have a much bigger audience is because they just opened it up to the public. And every year, it's we're going to do 2,000 tickets. This year, we're going to do 3,000 tickets. And it's just like, okay, oh man, the number seems to be steady and whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, because you're inviting the public in.
Yeah.
And the public will come in. I mean, look at Gamescom where they have 100,000 people.
That's what it should be.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it should be. They're not... but they're not disappearing.
That's not
Gamescom.
True. That's not the what they're going to attend is not the press conferences we want to see. They're going to attend the actual game floor show, which we never actually. I pay a little bit attention to, but it's not the portion that I enjoy. I enjoy the actual presentation and stuff like that, which actually technically happens before E3 because E3 technically begins Tuesday.
Right.
All the press conferences are generally done by Monday.
By Monday,
yeah. So if we just by that rationale alone, none of them have been in E3 because they've all played before E3.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's the numbers that go there and all that stuff. I think that's inflating numbers. I honestly think that's whoever's running E3 is just going. We need to the ESA. Yeah. They're going and saying, hey. We need to get, we got to get people in. We got to get, we got to people excited. We got to get this convention going. Blah blah blah.
Because more and more people are, or more and more developers
are leaving because of whatever reason. Because I guess there was an article. I need to post this in the group. There's an article showing that how a lot of developers prefer PAX over E3 and all these other because they're like, this is more personal. It's more, it's not as crazy and all this stuff. So I think E3 is. Getting as much as I love E3, okay, because I love E3, it may be getting to the point where it's like, you know what, it's time to adapt or change. Something has to happen to E3, and I think that the EA and Sony and let me tell you, if we go through this E3 and we make it through, and we go, this E3 wasn't as good, and we see that Sony wasn't there and EA isn't there, and the next year, or by the end of the year, we hear Ubisoft is not going to be at E3.
No. At the moment the Ubisoft is gone, that's it.
Yeah.
So E3 is done.
That's what I'm saying. So if we get past this one and we go, and that starts to happen, then yeah, I can see that. I can see that being what unfortunately ends up happening.
I can see E3 is still an important venue for showing the latest and greatest, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And console reveals and stuff like that. Not console reveals. Console reveals have
usually
had their own show,
before,
but that's like the big show where they show it to the world basically, and it's like I said, it's a big hoopla celebration still, even though it's becoming less and less relevant because you're right, the more
also
the more they do their independent shows and stuff like that. Like I get that, but I don't think Sony is there yet to say, well, goodbye E3, I don't need you anymore.
Clearly they are.
Well, I'm saying right now
they walked away.
Well, but I don't think they missed because I don't think they're saying goodbye because they can't. It's just because they couldn't. They couldn't do any E3 because there was nothing to show. Nothing. There was nothing to make a major show about, and therefore, why waste the money? So, next year, I do believe that they're going to come back. Exactly, it would have been. It wouldn't have people would have complained. No matter how they would have painted it, people would have complained because there's not the God of War because God of War came out already. There's no Spider-Man because Spider-Man was there. Last of Us we've seen 20 times. We don't want to see any more of that. Last of Us.
We want a release date. That's all we want.
Yeah. But next year is the year of console release.
True.
And that's the year where, yes, they're going to have their May 4th really showing of what it is. But then and more details coming at E3 because they still. You know what? I'm gonna level with you. I'm not even gonna say they need, right? Because it's still PlayStation. It's a huge brand.
True,
but not being there entirely. Just it's weird. It sounds like it almost feels like a sign of giving up, and that could have a detrimental impact on your brand. You don't want to be put that way. Just like if Microsoft does the same thing, it also so looks.
I'm not going to finish the sentence that I was thinking. So, well, I was going to say with current state of affairs with Xbox, I can see why that looks like it's giving up. But with Sony being the fact that they are so ahead, they are honestly right now they're resting on the fact that they have games. They have exclusive, awesome games. It's like, you know what? This is what we can rest on because it's like if you want this. And we know it's good. We know it's good so well that we are allowing, reviews to go out early to tell you that this is an 8.59 game, and all this stuff. We know that, and this is the only place you're gonna play it. The only way you can get to this is through us. So, I think this is a little bit of hubris. A little bit of hubris. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit, and. If we look at E3, we do know that E3, the original purpose, and one would assume that the continuing purpose of E3 is to not just to show us, because really isn't for us. It's for us now.
It's now.
Yeah, but it was originally for the industry. The industry.
Yeah.
And for
industry insiders.
The industry insiders, all the
press.
The press. The stores say, hey, these are the products we have coming out. This is what's coming. This is what we want to, whatever. So, get excited, have, you get shelf space, whatever the hell you have to do. Yeah. So that's the original purpose of it. At some point you realize that may not be necessary, especially if you can, say there are other ways of getting your product out. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't, I see what you're saying, especially when it comes to consoles. Because you're going to need retailers when it comes to consoles. So I can see them maybe coming back next year for that. That's the only thing I think of. Honestly, when I look at it and I look at the state of play and I say, again, it wasn't for me because it was very VR heavy. I'm going to give one more, whenever the next one is, because who knows when it'll be. If it is something that is way more for me and I'm sitting there just like, whoa, yes, that's what you know what I mean? And other people are the same way, then maybe I just think that this may be the way things are going because that's just the way things are going. You know what I mean?
Do you feel okay with this being their method, their sole method
actually,
of
I
delivery?
would, yeah. I would actually be okay with it. The whole deal is I would want to know ahead of time if they cannot do it on a Monday, even better, because I can just take some time off so I can go watch it because Mondays are hard to get off, But actually I would be, so far, I would be okay with it because it's not long and it is very concise, very to the point. It's not a lot of on stage. There's no stage. There's no stage. You don't see anybody. You hear someone talking, and it's just like a direct. It's just it moves on to the next piece, and it goes a little bit in depth, moves on to the next piece, and it's not enough. It's quick enough where you don't get bored, but it's short enough where you go, God, this is still going. You know what I mean?
To me, it needs to show. It needs. If they're not gonna have an E3, then it definitely have a kick-ass PlayStation experience. Because otherwise,
I agree.
It just feels empty and soulless. And
if they do,
Sony
have a kick-ass,
is not Nintendo, and they're not gonna have that charisma of just sitting in. Even Nintendo itself, I will argue that most of the directs are a snooze fest. They are boring as hell. Even the great because there's no excitement.
I will fight tooth and nail, sir, with the Muppet Direct, Nintendo Direct.
Oh, the one that they have never done again.
Freaking love it. I know they haven't done it again.
But they're talking about the Treehouse, though.
Was it a Treehouse? I thought it was the Direct.
I thought that was.
I don't know what it was, but I know it was Muppet versions of Reggie and oh gosh,
Miyamoto,
and yeah. So and Miyamoto, thank you. Yeah. So it was Muppet versions of them, and
was it claymation?
I ate it all. No, it was Muppets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Muppets, and I ate it all up. Like, man, this is the shit, because I fucking love.
Yeah,
Muppets.
would you imagine Sony doing some shit like that though?
Who?
You imagine Sony doing some shit like that? And I don't mean literally Muppets.
No,
I mean like in general, trying to be like that.
Honestly, if they do something,
if they do
at some point, I have to go. All right, Sony, you need to do your own thing.
It's just gonna look really cool. And the moment they do it any other way, and I think you could agree with me. Any other way, it's just gonna look like one of those boring ass infomercials that you see at a GameStop when you're waiting in line to get your pre-order done, it's just gonna be like that. So there's no excitement on that.
I invite you to take 25 minutes, sir. You know what? Don't even do it. Just 10 minutes. If the first 10 minutes don't do it, then it's okay, because frankly, the last 15 are pretty much the same. Anyway, the first time. So just take 25 minutes, watch it. Understand. I honestly, I looked at it as like, you know what, this is, and I've always actually enjoyed, for the most part, Nintendo Directs. I watch them. I'm like, oh, I haven't had a Nintendo product now for a while, since the Wii. So that's why I have a disconnect. It's just like, well, this is cool, but I can't access any of the shit because I don't have any of their products. So, but I still always had an appreciation for their way of delivering, and they'll have several directs throughout the year, and some are major focused on one thing. Other ones are just peppering the Nindies and all this stuff, right? So it's like, okay, I can, and this last one feels like it was a peppering of a VR. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this is VR for all you PlayStation VR owners. We haven't forgot about you, and here's what we have. We have this exclusive. That's exclusive PlayStation VR. We have this experience. Hey, you want to be Iron Man, right? Well, boom, you can be Iron Man. And hey, all these other games, they're all gonna have VR experiences. You know what I mean? All this. So I can see why they can do why a company would do that, especially for, you know, if you are the one manufacturing this device. But I can honestly,
that's the perfect delivery for those type of titles, though.
It is.
I wouldn't put. I would. God knows. Right now, I wouldn't spend a single minute on VR on an E3 press conference. Right. An E3 press conference.
Agree. Although they have, but agree.
Although they have. But that was closer to when they had released. I think it was the same year, and never again.
No, they have. They have multiple E3s with the VR, and I'm like, okay. I mean, and again, I don't have VR.
It hasn't been the focus. Like I remember the one.
No, it's never been the focus. Yeah.
It was the one where it literally had. Screens everywhere around, like if
the whole
that was the only time
but they still had a huge set. I don't know if that was a focus, but I know that was the purpose of those screens.
Yeah,
it was definitely the purpose. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I welcome the Sony Directs or the State of the Union or whatever the hell they want to call them. And because believe it or not, Microsoft, the other day we reported Microsoft doing some similar shit, you know, when the Xbox Insider. What do you think the Xbox Insider is?
But have you seen those? Because those are not the same. Those actually they're people and they're on stage and they're kind of talking about stuff and then they show stuff and then they come back and, hey, what do you think of this? It's like,
in a way, it's kind of, It's kind of the same point. It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that they should as long as E3 is still E3 for as long as it is. If you're a major player on the console on the console part at least, you ought to be there. And I will even argue software wise, but of course. Fuck EA, you don't have anything. You don't deserve the spot. Konami,
you're on Saturday.
You're never. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the others are gonna be there, and even Nintendo doing the Nindies or their Directs.
The Treehouse,
they still have the Treehouse, exactly. So they cannot just disappear. I mean, disappearing from E3 this time is understandable. Disappearing from E3 altogether is huge hubris. And I guarantee you that it's not going to last. And this thing with the decline of E3 is we already had this cycle already happened at one point. I want to say it was 2010 and 2011. I'm like, it might be 2009, 2010. Yeah. And what happened?
I don't know if it was considered a decline.
It was a decline because they had a fucking E3 on a hanger.
No. I'm saying a decline in. See, the reason why they did the whole E3 at a hanger. Yeah. I don't think it's the same reason why this is sort of declining.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's two different things. I think they were saying, you know what, we can probably do this a little bit more focused, and then.
Bless you.
Excuse me. And then they ended up doing the whole hanger thing and realizing, this is not, it's not working. You know what I'm saying? But I still think you're right. This may just be a stopgap.
Yeah.
And it's possible, but I think if it's going to happen to now, at least from now to the end of the year, if the next few state of plays are
bangers,
then I can see them going, you know what? We may truly not need to return to E3. Because not only are they not at E3 as a press conference, they're not at E3 at all. They don't have a booth. They don't have games. Nothing. There's nothing PlayStation over there. Yeah. I'm like, whoa.
For the first time, that wall is just the green Xbox, and that's it.
Which, let's be real. I mean, I've never been there, but we've seen enough footage to go, that's a huge portion of the area.
Yeah.
That's now vacant.
Yeah. Because they're not going to give it up either. It's not like anybody else could take his place. So how do you expect the following Sony Directs be bangers when there's not really much to show this year?
See, so here's why I think it may be bangers. Probably just to me, this is very, very
you have some insider?
Okay. So no, it's just personal to me. All I need to see is some awesome, like for instance, they can show Katana Zero coming to PlayStation 4, and I'm just like, hell yeah! You know what I'm saying? And I'm like ridiculously excited. Why? Because I know about the game, whatever. So it doesn't always have to be a Last of Us. It doesn't always have to be a Horizon. It could just be a title that I know and I'm aware of, or maybe I don't know, and I look at it and go, and they show off gameplay, and I'm going, whoa, I need that in my life. You know what I mean? And if they do 2 or 3, they in this particular thing, they had about 8 or 9 topics, right? If in this one particular, it had 2, let's say 2 that I was like, okay, yes, I'm into it. So that was the problem. 2 out of 9, that's a small ratio, right? They was like, Now, if you get to the next one and it's another 9 topics and 7 out of those 9, I'm going, I'm going to walk away like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. And then the next one, it's 6 out of 9. And then the next one, it's 7 out of 9. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now it's like, okay, that first one, it was a lot of things I was not interested in. But now the majority of the topics that you're talking about, I am all into. Whatever it is. It could be an indie title that, I don't know, it's like The Darling, it's like Sony's version of Octopath Traveler, you know what I mean? I'm like, yes, do it, you know what I mean? And so it all depends on what it is. We don't know. That's the whole deal. That's the exciting part of it. It's like, we don't know what it is. Yes, we know the major titles that they have coming, and chances are they're not going to have any of that in those state of plays. Maybe. We don't know. But it could be all, let's say, like I said, the next one. Let's just example. The next one, and I'm going to finish on this because I know we're running a little long. The next state of play, they go, they reveal a trailer of something, blah, blah, blah. And then the third topic comes in and goes, Last of Us 2. And it's their final trailer, and it has a release date, and it's September 2019, right? And it's just like, holy shit, people are dropping everything and running around. It's like, okay. And then suddenly they have another, I don't know, a trailer of a beautiful game. The last night. Remember that indie title that we saw that looked like Blade Runner, and it had this mix of 3D with pixel, and it goes, hey, Last Night's coming, and it's coming to PlayStation, and it's coming August whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and me, who I'm super excited for that game, like, yeah, and dude, that's what I need. That's the type of thing where I go, hell yes. And yes, it's 20, 25 minutes, and it's exciting for that moment, and I move on. I'm like, okay, and now I'm excited for the next one.
then I propose that we have the Sony Directs for those titles, and then you have E3 for the AAA bangers stuff? And the Megatons.
Okay.
All right. Then I think we have
reached. Right. I think we have an accord.
Then I think we have an accord then.
All right. Fair enough. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's show. As always, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with all your friends on anywhere you listen to, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. We're on Spotify as well. Also, Alexa, sure, why not? Alexa, don't talk. And of course, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there. And this is Maddog signing off for this week. Awesome episode 153. Mr. David Santos, take us home.
I'm going to pass it down here to Alexa. What is the best podcast available?
A top podcast for you. Here's up first from TuneIn. Friday, March 29th, 2019. 13 minutes.
A 13-minute podcast?
I don't know what I'm listening to.
That's great, though.
That's great. Let's see.
Oh, my God. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
GG!